Are you guys ready for the epicness?
Oh my gosh. It's a reptile from MK1. It's a jade from... I told you! I called it!
He's got all the swag. Oh!
Oh!
Sub-Zero wins.
We gotta stay here and like be frozen for like 5 seconds because Sub-Zero freezes bullshit timing to be able to combo you the whole thing. There you go, I'm alive. Why am I so bright? What the hell? Am I really that bright? It's like
You're just so positive.
Positivity.
Because you sent that Power Rangers video, Snake, I had to watch the Scottish meme. It's like mandatory whenever I see anything Power Rangers related.
What is the
Scottish
Scottish
meme?
meme?
It's just when that one Power Ranger is like getting roasted by this villain chick, and she's like, "What makes you so special?" He just flips her and goes, "I'm Scottish!"
Oh yeah.
Red is the perfect one. Black is the brooding bad boy. Green is the clown, and yellow, well, she's the girl. So what are you supposed to be?
I'm Scottish!
RPM was one of the more self-aware series, and so even though it's like the post-apocalypse one, and so the villain is like laying out each typical Ranger role. You know, red is the leader, black is the brooding bad boy, green is the jokey one, yellow's the girl. So what are you? And the Blue Ranger's just there. Shoves away. I'm Scottish.
Yeah, I found it.
Love it. My favorite one is when it starts playing like that famous Irish like theme, and people in the comments are like, "As a Scot and Irish, I approve."
This is my national anthem right here. This I'm curious though. Are you guys Power Rangers fans, or like did you guys grow up watching it?
Yep.
When I was a little bitty kitty, I was a fan.
Nice.
I fell off. I fell off pretty hard.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's the same, but I watch Linkara's History of Power Rangers to keep up.
Oh,
Nice.
my Power Rangers knowledge is I used to play the one on the Game Boy Advance like rigorously. Like that was like one of my favorite things ever. But it was the I forgot which one it was. It was the one where the main leader was the dog guy. I don't know if.
Oh, SPD.
I think so, but like. It was based on
he's in the fighting game.
Yes, and that's the other thing that I know about Power Rangers is the fighting game. It's because it's like despite it being like a it has like I guess some cut corners or like some quality management. I would say it's not like the most AAA fighting game. It's kind of an amazing fighting game though, from what I've seen of that like footage and like gameplay and stuff.
I would honestly get it because it has the Power Rangers version of Chun-Li and Ryu.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a pretty cool thing.
So something I really appreciate about the team is that the team clearly knew what they were doing. They're like, okay, so we're going to put in Eric from Time Force. We're going to get Dan Southworth to reprise the role. What do we do in the trailer? Foolishness, Lord Zed. Foolishness. I need more quantum power. And he's just quoting Virgil from Devil May Cry. Like they know. They know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if like
and they brought back John Young Bosch as Adam, aka Kung Jin.
Oh, nice.
Do you think that NetherRealm ever like has that thought of, damn, if only we weren't like bound by the M rating because we could have way more guest characters and way more collabs and shit.
Oh yeah.
But there's so
Street
few
Fighter.
people that want to like collab with us.
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter can be Power Rangers easily, but you can't put like a Power Rangers character in MK because then even if it's just the armor, his head's gonna get ripped off still. And it's gonna be like, that's the White Ranger. Oh no!
You know Ed Boon would love to have that throw Heihachi does, where like gets the enemy in a headlock and like snaps the neck, but like he rips the head off. But it's like no, he'll never go for it.
Yeah.
Oh! Check it out! Yeah. Check it out! Snake is wearing a hoodie again. Ooh.
Yeah.
Perhaps
green too, like a snake.
Well, he's a cobra. He's a cobra snake over there. Well, the thing I'm getting at is last time he did this, he was hiding something underneath that hoodie, if you remember.
That is true.
And I mean,
I am allowed to just wear a hoodie, you know.
I mean that is true. Yes,
he's
of
hiding
course.
those gains.
But I mean, you did say you had something special this episode. Ooh.
That is true, I did.
Spoil the surprise for me, Sonic. I didn't know, or my dumb brain forgot.
Oh no, he
I've
put it
been
in
too
Discord.
busy fighting YouTube for a tax form. I've been battling them.
You have a tax. Oh wow.
I'm going to start recording right now so you can see this. So for some reason, my OBS thinks that Audacity is my PS2 emulator.
Well, that is.
So I need to disable the PS2 emulator to get rid of it, so you can see my face.
Yep, there you go.
Your PS2 emulator is just on 24/7. I close mine whenever I'm not using it.
Well, yeah, I do turn it off when I'm not using it. I've not even had it on today because I've been at work.
Oh,
it's just that for some reason when I turned it on, it was like, oh, this is EPSX2, whatever. And it's like, no, it's not. It's Audacity, you fucking troglodyte.
Hey, don't be so rude to OBS. It's free. Come on.
I love the word troglodyte. It's one of my favorite insults because when you throw it at people, they go, "Hey." What does that mean?
Fuck does that mean?
Something similar happened to me, Snake, where I have 2 different antivirus software, and one of them thinks the other antivirus is a virus. So whenever I scan, it's like 5 threats found, and it's just my other antivirus program.
Malware. It's like, no, you're the malware. No, you're the malware.
And I'm like, why does it like that?
There's gotta be some reason.
Like, Spider-Man meme. Spider-Man meme. That's a good one. I should steal that. It's a good meme.
Just like you stole the Cyrax Raiden looking down.
Yeah. In my defense, though, that was just like the preview image, right? You didn't actually like.
I'm glad you liked that. I didn't even really notice how funny that was, but when you posted it like all over, it's like it is pretty funny. just 2 disappointed people looking down, like oh.
I wish I wasn't so lazy and had time to like upscale Cyrax so he's the same size as Raiden. That was like my plan, but I was just so lazy when I put it on Twitter. Okay.
No, what you do is you get a recreation of the bro thinks he's on the team.
Oh,
but it's like it's all the Lin Kuei and it's like Hydro or someone who's like the one being called out, or Frost or something like that. It's like bro thinks he's on the team.
I had another idea that would combine 2 ideas I wanted to do, but sadly I'll probably never do this because it's like, it's a recurring joke that I never find time for art. But I wanted to do that trend where you take Chopper from One Piece when he's crying, and you make him somebody else. I wanted it to be Melina, like, just crying and looking up, and I was like, that'd be a perfect, like, 2-shot. And then just judging her, and she's like, just crying upward.
Do you know about the one where it's like the lady's looking down, like the Pepe like falling over with like the
So someone did reply with that to the Cyrax and Raiden one.
Ah, nice.
There were some weird ones in that comment section. Like one of them was just Kermit with a really long penis, which made me sad. And
that sounds like a J-Station bit.
I think the joke was originally Twitter used to crop out images, so like it was your fault for clicking on it to make it bigger. Otherwise, you wouldn't just be jump scared by Kermit's big throbbing pickle cock. But now whenever you post a picture on Twitter, it shows the whole thing. So I just saw the entire penis just like right then and there, and I'm like, why?
That's Twitter. The actually a bit of an extended joke for Snake, because you were saying like the bro thinks he's on the same team. I think it would work a lot with the Cyber Frost. Because like every other cyber Lin Kuei looks like a robot, but Frost is the one who only looks like you. Bro thinks she's on the team.
Sensor, Cyrax, Smoke, Cyber Sub-Zero, Triborg, then she's bro thinks she's on the team. that is solid. You should do that.
Oh, maybe you know what? Maybe I forgot. Honestly, I'm currently my script. I'm not at the Cyber Sub-Zero part yet. I just finished the Jade part. So yeah, I could think of something like that. That would be kind of funny.
I wasn't even thinking of that. I was thinking you could put it on Twitter, but that'd be even better. Find a way to put it in.
Oh, yeah, okay. Something to think about.
I'm probably the only person that was upset when he was cyberized in story mode. Sorry, go ahead.
you could have a bit where you're just showing, like, talk about the designs for the cybers. It's like, the implications of Cyber Sub-Zero instead of Smoke or something, and then it's like, I wonder what else they could do with this, and it just shows bro thinks she's on the team. You're like, oh.
Well, I like that.
You see, Frost is that one friend who's constantly mean to everybody, but then wonders why she's not invited to stuff. That's Frost. I like how one of my comments section too, like when I was doing the history of Frost and how she's so toxic, he was like, to this day, I don't understand why Frost wakes up and thinks Taven is Sub-Zero. And I'm like, you're not supposed to really think about it.
I think she's just gone temporarily insane from being frozen or something. Twice.
To be fair,
she got frozen twice.
MK characters getting characters like misunderstanding them is like quite a common theme, and like it is pretty silly in some points. I think the one that's pretty obvious is the Smoke thinks that Katana was like beat up by Jade, but it's Melina.
Yeah, even though two don't even look anything alike in this timeline.
This isn't Katana.
Yeah, that is funny to think about because, to be fair, in Smoke's defense, though, in his mind, you don't have to always wear the same colors, but in our brain, like, you have to. Like, Katana must always wear blue. If she doesn't, then she's not Katana, you know?
Perhaps.
But you're right. She
doesn't.
She has the weird eyes and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, her eyes are closed because she's unconscious, I guess.
And Melina has, like, eyelashes, like all painted on it, too. So there's a little difference there.
Yas, queen.
Her really is a dead giveaway, though, because it's like the length of Karen hair for Melina, but Katana's is all the way down her back.
Yeah, well, because she could have got a cut off screen. I guess.
Screen.
Like, I think Smoke deserves a bit of, like, you know, a little bit of slack. He's only seen her like one time.
But at the same time, why is Smoke so angry for Katana? Like, he wasn't nice to Katana in the story mode.
He was not. Sleep well, princess. He said.
My favorite thing, and
he did fight Melina, didn't he? Katana rather.
Twice, actually, twice.
Yeah, because she then beat him up.
I still think the funniest comment, because replaying it, I kind of forgot about this, and when he said it, I was like, oh my, was like, what do you call it? Like, Shao Kahn was smart to send someone, like, after me, but he was foolish for sending his, like, housemaid after me. I was like, oh my. I was like, oh, dude.
I know it's, like, aged poorly, but it'd be super funny if you just played, like, that electric guitar solo and just said bass, like,
I'll see what bass meme I've got in this. There's a lot of, like, great things planned that I have in the video and stuff. But yeah, what are you saying?
There's some really solid like banter in MK9 and X, which 11 doesn't really have. Like, do you remember Takeda's intro with Katana? I don't consider you my enemy. I don't consider you at all.
and I think Takeda's like, damn. It's like, don't even be that harsh, Dave.
It's like that's the kind of thing that leads into, you know, the meme where the person starts screaming and just disappears.
Oh,
like, oh!
Yeah,
like that's Takeda's reaction to that.
MKX's intro dialogues are like, to me, some of them are like misses, but like the ones that hit are like short and sweet. Like I think MKX has like those short and sweet, just that is like really good. Like I think
I would say 95% of MKX is good, but after MKX, when they were experimenting in Injustice 2, they learned like shortcuts of how they can kind of cheat. Then they carried that over to MK11, which is why you get some weird, and some of them don't even make sense. Like Snake's done a segment on that. Like some of the responses don't even like make sense, but they still put it in there, and it's like you just recycled that, but it doesn't even make sense.
I think with the Injustice 2 is because that was when the voice acting strike was happening, so they might not be able to get everyone back at the time. Whereas, like, for MK11, I think the only recycling for MK11 was with Sonya for RoboCop and Combat Pack 2.
That's fair, I guess. Because Ronda's a bit expensive, maybe.
They couldn't bring back Ronda.
I think they decided long before they actually went into production on Aftermath, we're going to bring in Shiva and Fujin, get them. It's like, well, who could be the guest? We don't know. And by the time they actually got the rights to RoboCop, they're like, Ronda's not coming back. So we'll just recycle lines, and that's why she doesn't speak in the story mode. And
in Aftermath, so funny,
which makes Aftermath objectively better story mode than the main campaign, because Ronda Rousey doesn't ruin any scenes with her shit acting.
I kind of wish they had done a South Park and been self-aware, where they just use out of context to quotes from like the game and just throw them in there. Fuck balls, just out of nowhere. Like Sindel shows up.
Shoot. The thing about
the thing about complete wrong.
You were talking about the thing about like because like some voice lines are just reused because it might like fit there and stuff like that. I do remember one notoriously be kind of famous in MKX. I think it was Jackson Jackie, and then like Jackie says something like, I'm a big girl, I can handle myself, or something like that, and then Jackson says, that's what they all say, and I was like, whoa, hang on a second, Jackson, hang on. One of those like, it's recycled, but maybe not the best to use here.
That is one reason why. I know that it would have upset a lot of fans, but I kind of do wish that if you're going to do next generation characters, just get rid of the parents. Like, if Cassie already does Johnny Cage and Sonya's stuff, then just don't have them playable, because now we have these weird situations of them fatalitying each other, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
This is just a practice match, right? And then, like, brutally
head torn off, yep.
I feel like it could have worked for one game. I do appreciate that it doesn't just remove them from the game entirely like Soul Calibur and Tekken did. Like it lets it actually have like a transitional period between the two generations. But the problem is they didn't follow through on that. I've actually got a video planned that I'm going to make before Street Fighter 6 comes out. That's about every fighting game new generation and how where they went right and wrong. And spoiler alert: Tekken 3 is still the best one.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, well, did this one succeed? How were those characters treated afterwards? And it's like, well, MK just got rid of them pretty quick, just ignored them pretty much, and got rid of half of them.
Yeah, now you think about it, Tekken 3 really is like quite a leap in the story because it takes place like 20 years later, and technically a lot of like new characters, and like even some of the OGs are still there, but they're like obviously older, obviously like changed and stuff like that. Yeah, it is quite a big leap and quite successful. Yeah, now you think about it.
Part of me wonders if that was successful though, because almost nobody played Tekken 2 because it was just so old. Like I didn't play Tekken 2. Tekken 3 was my first game because it was console, like it was on console. So I played Tekken 3 first, and I look back at Tekken 2 and it's pretty goofy looking. Was it?
Yeah.
I thought Tekken 3 was the first one to go to console for some reason.
I thought all Tekken games were on PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Oh shit. I'm dumb. Well,
a fake fan.
Tekken 3 was the big one. That
Guys,
was what blew everybody's mind.
When Tekken 8 comes out, don't watch Dog's content on it. He's a fake fan.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He just sends for Nina, and that's
Fine.
He doesn't know the lore.
Just play Yoshimitsu off screen then. No one has to see. I'll still play him. You don't have to watch me play him. King looks so sick, though. King looks unabashedly just brutal in Tekken 8. Like before, it was kind of like implied that you were like wrestling together.
So someone posted a funny thing on Twitter where it's talking about the comparison in how King and Zangief do their wrestling moves.
I said
like
that
Zangief puts his hand behind the opponent's neck to like try and cushion the blow so they don't die.
Careful.
And King just goes raw. He's like,
yeah.
Like his victory animation is literally just about to do a slam on you.
My favorite part of that trailer probably is him just having the microphone and just making nonsense to the crowd, like and I'm thinking, so is it like Scooby-Doo where like everyone can just tell what he's saying?
That is right. That is right.
In King's story in Tekken 5, he has a bit where I think it's after his first story fight, he then just like points to the camera and he's like growling to issue his challenge to Marduk. And it's like, so I guess I mean Paul can understand Kuma, and Kuma's a bear.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah, so
there you go.
My friend even asked me recently, he just got into Tekken, he's like, so can everyone just understand each other because they're all speaking different languages? And I'm like, yeah, they can. No, it's not explained how, but yes, they just can. Lily can speak perfect French to Asuka, who's speaking Japanese, and they will completely understand each other somehow.
Yeah, so funny because early on they didn't do that. Like because Hwoarang spoke English in Tekken 4, and so Jin spoke English to him.
Oh, sick!
And there was a character in Death by Degrees played by Steve Bloom, who's this like Latin American dude who speaks Japanese to Heihachi. And so there are some characters who would speak other languages, but now they're just like, Steve can understand Japanese. He has no reason to, but he just can. It's just
which I approve.
Yeah, I like that. It's like it kind of makes Tekken unique because of that too.
Yeah, it reminds me of this bit on Johnny Bravo where he teamed up with the Scooby-Doo gang, and he says, "You guys can understand what that dog is saying," and Velma goes, "Sure."
Actually, yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. So
I'm okay with it. I like the idea that every character actually speaks their language. That's a unique thing to Tekken, and I really like it.
Yeah.
So I think.
Welcome to the Kombat Kingdom, everybody.
Wait, I was gonna.
I gotta take a break. I got
an intro. I was gonna do an intro. Well, the intro is just gonna be. I was gonna say 3, 2, 1, and he must win. That was gonna be my intro because I was gonna talk about MK9, at least my experience with it.
Do it.
Well, no. I have to do my secrets first. My big
okay.
So we have to start with that.
Woo! All right. Here's the secret. Here's the unlock.
So are we going now, or are we actually going to do an intro?
No, that was the intro. We've already done the intro. We're in now.
The intro, 14 minutes in. Harry. Right. Are you guys ready for the epicness?
Oh my gosh! It's the secret fight, unlockable secret fight. It's a Reptile from MK1. It's a Jade from. I told you! Oh. I called it!
He's got all the swag.
Yo! Oh my gosh! Let's go!
The sweatband. I don't know why I thought it was a sweatband.
I gotta wear that.
He's
gotta
got
wear
gloves.
the arm pads. He has leg pads too, but he doesn't. Yeah, he's not gonna wear. He doesn't need to wear those because you can't really see on screen.
That's true. I don't even wear pants during the stream ever.
Almost ready.
Now don't worry about it. I'll fast forward this part. Wink.
I never wear pants.
Yeah.
That is the pose. That is the pose.
Oh!
We're gonna stay. Turn my screen blue.
We gotta stay here and like be frozen for like 5 seconds because Sub-Zero freezes bullshit timing, dude. But it would combo you the whole time.
Whoa, Chinese ninja warrior, with your heart so cold, Sub-Zero.
Nice.
That's awesome. That is probably the exact same like manufacturer as the reptile costume that I have because like.
Most likely.
Yeah. So now you can experience it and realize that it's kind of comfortable actually, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think mine's a little small. Like it's just about only just connects, but you know it's fine.
If I had that, I would definitely do mundane things in it, like go grocery shopping.
You do the
because it's acceptable still to wear masks, right? Because COVID, so you can like wear the mask and be Sub-Zero.
I'm also wearing this blue T-shirt underneath because it would be
yeah, it will. You will see your armpits. That's right. So whenever I wear that, I have to like shave my armpits specifically. It's a thing.
Show me the arm pussy. Show me the arm pussy, Snake, for OnlyFans.
See, I recorded a skit where it was basically it was it's you know that intro where Scorpion says to Kung Jin, "You are nothing but a pauper and a thief," and Kung Jin goes, "At least I got a family." It then cuts to me, a Scorpion on the floor going. But I realised, oh no, you can see my armpits. I'm not doing that. Just scrap the entire video.
I love how on Reddit, on our Kappa, when it was finally free from the shackles of the crazy moderators, it would like not allow anything fun. Once they got rid of that, our Kappa had an actual fierce debate on which is more degenerate or sexier. Armpits versus feet, and it was like an actual battle, and it was cracking me up.
That was actually one of our topics in the very first episode too. Oh wait, no, it's like episode 3. We were talking about She-Hulk feet, and then we were talking about like, and then this came up. I do remember that. Yes. By the way, you were talking about mundane themes. I gotta always bring this image up because it's like one of my favorites. The just Scorpion pouring tea from freaking just. I don't know why it's a meme, but apparently it's like a very famous meme, maybe in like Mexico or something. That's it. That's the meme.
I think it's like a meme just because it's Scorpion just in his house, like making tea.
And I think someone was saying like it doesn't make sense because he's wearing the mask. How he's gonna drink the tea or something like that.
He can't drink the tea anyway. He has no fucking esophagus.
Whoa, what is that?
No, it's just a Linkway thing.
Nice.
I was just quoting the thing, but it reminds me of Mortal Comedy. If you guys have seen it,
heard of it.
Because in the first episode, it's I don't know if you've heard of the reviewer Phalus. From one of the old Channel Awesome guys. He did this this comedic Mortal Kombat fan series about Sub-Zero and Johnny Cage after MK1 with their roommates. And
I think I remember watching that first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, the first episode, Sub-Zero's just like eating cereal, but there's nothing in the bowl clearly, and he's actually got the mask on. And then Scorpion breaks in. Sub-Zero frees him. Then he's just there. Nom. Then he starts beating him up. that series has my favourite Scorpion line ever because it's one of those where you get the vibe of Phalus is just using the script as an excuse to show off his knowledge of obscure MK lore. Like Johnny Cage doesn't like being called John Carlton because that's his real name, but nice. Sub-Zero says something and it goes Hanzo, and Scorpion goes Hanzo. I don't think so, you little bitch.
There's a channel I love, but they're like obscure now, but they're called like Fat Funny or Awesome Funny or something like that. I'll show them to you sometime. They had a bunch of Mortal Kombat skits that were actually really good. They had like a house full of the ninjas, and each room was different and had meme references in it, and it was amazing. I really appreciate those guys. They're super funny. But now they've been relegated to doing just reaction videos in cosplay. That's pretty much all they do.
I see.
MK3 now.
The
MK3 Sub-Zero.
I have 2 things to add right now, and one is towards Snake and one is towards TrueUnderDawg. Pick your poison. Which one do you want me to go for first?
Dog.
Okay. So, because you were talking about like old and forgotten channels, I don't really actually. You know what? If this is uncomfortable for you, dog, I will cut this out. But have you read the comments in a most recent Combat Kings episode?
No.
Okay, because I check out wonderful comments. You guys are leaving like amazing stuff for us, and like one of the comments that we received was like back when I was talking about the Snowblind video. I think Snake, you were like, everybody go check out Sonic's like Snowblind video, and if you don't, I will hunt you and I will cut you down. Do you kind of remember that?
It sounds like something I'd say. Go on.
Yeah, and then like everyone in the comments is like, yeah, I just watched Sonic's video. It's great. I loved it. Can you please tell Snake to leave my house now? And or is Snake not gonna come and kill me or something? But
I was hoping at least one of them would be, yeah, well, I didn't watch the video, and I'm still here. They're just random letters on the keyboard, as if he's like being beaten against the keyboard.
I think we did get one that was like that. Is like, come at me, Snake, or something like that. But the point is, in one of our very the recent video that we uploaded, somebody left a comment, and now usually I'm like, okay, we have some cute fan comments and they're adorable, they're great. This one's kind of scary because the comment basically is a link, and it says wait, you know, I want to be very certain what he says because I think it's
because you keep delaying it. Oh, that's cool, Snake. Because you keep delaying it, I'm imagining it's like a link to a shrine of a bunch of weird photos of me or something.
Wow!
Like Hey Arnold style.
Wow! Okay, it's not that bad. Here's the comment, and I shall read it in verbatim. It says a link. The first video of TrueUnderDawg series, The Teabagger.
No way. Is it accurate?
I mean...
They found it?
I watched it.
Well...
It's, is there the quote, you have, bagged your last tea?
You've bagged your last tea.
Yeah.
Because, like, somebody actually, I think, went and found your, the Teabagger.
Oh, that's it. They found it. Oh, fuck. Impossible. They must be somebody who worked with me on it in the past, or somebody from high school. There's no fucking way.
I don't know, man.
Well,
this has to be a really old friend.
Here's the thing, because you know when I said I had 2 things to show off?
Yeah.
I found the Teabagger, episode 2. I found it, and I had a clip ready to go. I was going to have this whole bit. I had this bit planned for fucking 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh!
I was going to be like, I've got this. Get my fucking headphones out. But I was going to be like, hey, I've got this clip to show. Hey guys, I'm going to send this little clip, and you can press play on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ha ha ha. It's clearly Dog, and Dog will be like, no, you found it. Like, ha ha. Yes, I found it like 2 days after we mentioned it, and some fucker stole it from me. Whoever you are, I hope you're happy. You stole it from me. You bastard.
Just so you know, by the way, this is the username, so I'm pretty sure it's not one of your friends, TrueUnderDawg. Like, that's the username.
So here's the funny thing. How did y'all know that it was the right video? Did I ever let slip, like, my channel name when I made it or something?
I'll say 2 things, but Snake ain't back yet, so maybe we should wait for him a bit.
I want to ask Snake, yeah, because if I didn't give away the channel name, then I don't get how.
Oh gosh, he was here the whole time. Holy crap! I'll say 2 things. For one, I clicked on it and I was half hesitant whether or not it was you or not. I think you mentioned the "you bagged your last tea" quote in the podcast, and then the other thing was like, come on now, that's your voice.
I guess so. I sounded so different, I feel like, back then.
You did, and it took me a while, but I was like, that's your voice. And also at the end, the green one, like, I noticed you were trying to do a voice, and I'm like, that's you. Come on.
I wasn't as good at back then doing voices. So, Snake, tell me how you figured it out.
This is the clip I had lined up.
Oh, too extreme. Oh, my God, too extreme. Oh.
Okay, how did you figure out, though, Snake, that was my video? How did you figure out that was my machinima?
Well, I just YouTube searched, like, Halo Machinima Teabagger and just checked a few, and then I saw this little bit, and I was like, that's Dog, that's definitely Dog, that's absolutely him.
Just by my voice?
Too extreme! Oh.
It's amazing. I didn't see episode 2, I only saw episode 1.
It's so obviously him. Too extreme. Oh.
Oh, the guys who were like doing the extreme shit in one of the episodes. Yeah, is that 2?
Yeah. He just
Yeah.
posted the clip.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like,
So
that's the one.
cringe.
I was like, that
It's
is
probably the
so
most
dog.
cringe line, because trying to do like a yell but not blow up the mic is impossible because I had a shitty ass mic.
I
That's why I'm
noticed
doing
that.
fake screaming in episode 2.
Yeah, you were doing the I don't want to
Let's see.
like wake my parents up scream.
Yeah.
That kind.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is amazing.
The hallmark of shitty Halo machinima circa 2007.
I swear by episode 3 or 4 it gets good. I actually find my rhythm.
It's good. I do. I enjoyed it. I enjoy it.
I still remember having to beg my mom to shill out like $10 to buy royalty music like legally. And
Oh, that's what the montage music is from. Wow. Okay.
I put it in every single episode, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, get your money's worth.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I have several. I have like several royalty music, because back then royalty free was not really a thing. You had to pay the royalties for a song.
Yeah.
And I had a lot in the later episodes.
Thanks to this random fan who left this comment here, it really made our days, I guess. Oh, I don't know if it made Snake's day because you ruined his surprise. You ruined his surprise.
99% of these videos are just AMVs, but then you have this 5-part
Skit.
mission of the series.
See, this is the last thing that person's gonna see.
Oh shit!
You're doing Sub-Zero's Injustice 2 victory animation.
Yeah, which is literally the head rip.
I love it.
He's fatality
so
in the
cool.
cameraman.
The fact that I wasn't one of them in MK11 is kind of a missed opportunity. I
think it's wild that they didn't just bring back like all the intro and victory animations for the MK characters and Joker from Injustice 2, because surely they would all just work fine. All you need is like, we need to make an ice sword for Sub-Zero, because I'm not sure if he has one of those in MKX, but
Yeah.
11 rather. But like, you just that's it. That's all you need to do. Like, why was there no Injustice costume pack that came with Joker?
Yeah, that's actually something I don't know if it should commend or like make like say like as a negative, but like Mortal Kombat versus DC, Injustice 1, Injustice 2, and then MK11. Like, I think Joker is very different in all 4 of those. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if that's a good or bad thing, because obviously the MK characters all have very similar things like brought throughout, but like you really throw any of these Jokers, they feel very different with each. So, yeah. Now let me bring up the thing I was gonna talk about for Snake, and this is sort of like a thing that Yes, you.
Get him.
Yeah. Well,
Get
maybe
him,
it's
Sonic.
maybe it's because maybe it's because of the amazing costume that you're wearing. I made a discovery, and I'm not too sure if this. Actually, I want to see like what you say about this. Would you say your costume and the reptile that I have? Would you say that's MK1 or MK2?
Because of crisscross.
Right. That's what I've been thinking this whole time too. However, I think I got a comment on like one of my videos back like when I wore the reptile costume, and someone was just like, "You're complimenting the you're saying this is the best costume design and all that, but it's a Mortal Kombat 1 like costume." And I was thinking like, what do you fool? That's not true. But the crisscross, like the square shenanigans. But then I looked at it a bit more. And then I kind of noticed some things that kind of made me feel like a bit like, oh my gosh, kind of a thing.
I think what it is because in MK9 the MK1 costumes do have the padding pattern.
Yes.
I mean, and they do. I think they do in MK1. It's just really hard to tell because of how low quality the sprites were.
Yeah, because I look at the sprites. Like, look at the sprites there. It looks like it does have some of those squares, but like it's just very like low poly, so it's kind of like mushed out, so people think it's like, oh, it's
low
just
poly.
What?
There's no polygons there.
Oh, I'm just saying, it's just a figure. Low pixels, low quality, like what are the low resolution.
There you go.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Low poly. Wait, that does sound kind of funny, but yeah.
Don't let me catch you
Actually,
lacking again.
Technically speaking, this might be because the masks are cloth in MK1, but in MK2 they're not.
Exactly. That's one thing I caught too. I was like, wait a second, the masks in MK2 are like 3D-ish or like I don't know, like look like fans or something. But in MK1 they are cloths. Exactly. And then like that kind of blew my mind a bit. I was like, huh, I never knew that like the cosplay you're wearing right now actually probably is based off of MK1 more than MK2.
In hindsight, I'm just low-key a bit frustrated that we have never gotten Scorpion's Deadly Alliance costume back. Such a fire fucking costume, and it's never come back.
I will see.
Especially the alternate where his flaming skulls are on display.
Yeah, Ghost Rider, baby. Let's go. Imagine the intros. He just walks in with the flaming skull.
But I think it's worth noting then that, yeah, I think that Sub-Zero statue is actually from MK1 then. Because I think he's got the cloth mask too.
Yeah. Like,
which means that's Bihan.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that's like, what of course that's MK2 classic costume, but then you kind of look at it and you kind of think about it, it's like, huh. Kind of like mind blown a bit, because like for like a whole entire year, I really just was like, that's my MK2 costume, that's my favorite costume, and it's like...
I mean, to be fair, yours is Reptile. Who would expect there to be a costume of MK1 Reptile when he was a secret boss fight?
Well, I meant like...
Also, I think the color scheme on yours is darker, and it was very, very vibrant and bright in MK1. So I think yours may be MK2, even with the cloth mask.
Actually, wait, but MK2 was very, very bright too. Actually, let me look at this for a second.
Not as saturated as MK1. Let me tell you that.
Okay, yeah, MK1 is super saturated, and then MK2 is a bit more. Oh yeah, it's a little darker. Now you put it that way. Okay, yeah, that is definitely more possible.
Okay, first things first, Scorpion dies immediately. No, sorry, Reptile dies immediately. Fuck, cut that out. Cut that out. I messed it up completely.
You failed your Reptile joke.
Keep it in. Expose him for the fraud he is.
Here's a fun fact, by the way.
Reddit already does that.
You probably have noticed this too, but like when you use like the classic Reptile skin or classic Scorpion, it will say MK1 as like the classic ones. But if you use Noob Saibot or Smoke, it will say MK2. Despite being the exact same, just changed colors. Because like they weren't in MK1, obviously, but it's like it kind of makes it seem like. But wait, is that MK2 classic costume or MK1 classic costume then?
I mean, MK9 did get the MK2 and Ultimate 3 costumes in the Vita version as separate from the others.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the main distinction between 1 and 2 is probably the fact that in 1 the hood is a lot like baggier, whereas in 2 it conforms more to the shape of the head.
Oh yeah, that's true too. That's also one difference between like the yeah, because I do like the hoodie-nisms for the ninjas a bit more than just like ninja covering your full-on head kind of a thing.
I still want them to try and bring back the Deception alternate for Sub-Zero because it's so ugly, and I want to see if they can redeem it. Like, I really genuinely do.
Let's go, Bald Man Sub-Zero. Let's go.
My buddy was like, no, like the ponytail's fine, but the shaved head is so gross. And I was like, don't you diss my boy Zuko like that.
That's good.
If you want to hate on that costume, here's what you say. It's that Sub-Zero is the one character from Deception where they didn't just give him both his Deception costumes in Armageddon. They went back and got a better one from Deadly Alliance to replace it.
Oh, ooh, that's harsh.
It's true.
MK has too many bald characters now, dog. We got Quan Chi, we got Jax, we got I was gonna say Shiva, but no, she does have a little bit of hair.
Garrus, Kronika.
Kronika, that's right, true. Too many bald people now, sadly.
Shao Kahn, Baraka.
Oh, Shao Kahn. Oh wait, new Shao Kahn is bald. That's right. We never. Yeah.
Shao Kahn's always been bald.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's got spikes on his head. That's pretty much it.
In MK11, you do see like the dragon like spikes a lot more. But yeah, I guess, huh? And Annihilation, he's very bald. I love how if you
go online, there's this fake version of Kronika that people have like adopted, where she has like this long, beautiful blue hair, and you can find like several people doing it because they don't like her bald head.
Interesting.
I mean, really, if you want a better design for Kronika, just look at Gulvig from Fire Emblem Heroes, because the character is Kronika but competent.
I think I saw your.
Here we go. More Fire Emblem. Jeez, Snake.
I think I saw your tweet. I think I did see your tweet about that.
Yeah, and I also did one where it's like, who's the better time lady, Kronika or Cronny the VTuber? And everyone's like, as people just like, Cronny. I don't know who Cronny is, but she's better than Kronika by default.
I vote for her.
Oh, who made this? I just found the most funny but cursed thing trying to look for the Kronika with hair. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you guys this.
Okay, if it's too much, I'll censor.
Don't put it in the video.
Don't put it in the video.
This is funny. It's not
oh my gosh!
Funny.
This is horrible.
So, just in case it doesn't make it into the video, it's a picture of someone with a toilet plunger on the back of Kronika's head for some reason.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it just really is funny. Yeah. It's
because you can't pull her hair, so because she got on the pulse, you have to use the toilet plunger. That's It looks like a hat, which is quite funny.
It's just funny. Actually, I don't even think it's that bad, honestly. Anyways, Patreon exclusive.
It is a very good picture because it perfectly represents what Kronika is. Because what is the purpose of using a toilet plunger? To unclog your toilet when it's full of shit?
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's very good.
Yup.
And he's doing the Sub-Zero. He's doing the Sub-Zero victory anime, the pose.
Yeah, you have to do the Leo thing. We like,
I'll use the Johnny Cage pointing meme for that right here up there.
Nice. It is funny because Kronika is the only boss that like loses in pretty much every single one of the arcade endings, where in MK9 sometimes Shao Kahn got the W, or it was like a half victory or something, you know, or a tie. But Kronika just gets owned in every single arcade ending.
Sometimes there are characters who like work for Shao Kahn and they win in his name.
Yeah.
And like I think Scarlet does, and a few others. Then you have Kronika, and it's like even Garrus is like, I'm done with this bitch. I'm not sure about Cetrion, but I don't think Kronika's even in her ending.
She is. At least like it shows a flashback of Liu Kang being like, you need to stop being a mama's girl, and then like she's like, you kind of see Kronika there at least. Yeah,
but do we know for sure that in that continuity, Cetrion does still side with Kronika and doesn't just overthrow her and do it herself? Because
in her ending,
notably
she does it herself,
notably
right?
Cetrion is not the good counterbalance to Shinnok. Raiden is. So because Cetrion's the one in charge of it, so I think she overthrows Kronika. So even Mama's girl, who like gives up her own soul to help Kronika in the story mode, even in her ending, Kronika loses.
Good. That's how it should be. Cetrion should never have sided with Kronika anyway. It makes no sense.
I hate.
Now I will say this though: in one of the endings, it's Spawn's ending, and I like to imagine that an artist snuck this in and nobody caught it. But when it shows Kronika chained up like on the cliff or whatever you want to call it, if you look at her face, she's like slightly smiling, it looks like. So it's my headcanon that Kronika has a BDSM kink. It's my own personal headcanon. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. I could just be a total degenerate, but I swear it looks like she's either pleading with him.
You are
either way. But,
well, two things can be true at the same time, though.
Yeah.
Both things can be true.
Okay, wait a second.
I think this thought, like, do you think Kronika would look better if you took Frost's default hair from 11 and gave that to her?
Maybe.
Yeah, I am seeing the face. She does seem very content. I'm not sure if that's the best way to put it. She seems very calm about it.
Well, I think there's two things. She's either like trying to plead to Spawn, like, you know, to let her go, so she's being kind of like a kind of face, you know, or she's just into it. I like to pretend she's just into it. I mean, you're in the presence of Spawn, who's like just sheer dominating masculinity, so I mean, I'd probably make that face too.
Kronika goes full anime to try and appeal to him. Crony cute?
Crony mommy time.
and then Spawn's like, I fucking hate anime.
I hate anime.
Oh wait, you gotta do Kevin. I forgot his name. The legendary voice actor's voice.
Keith David as Keith David.
David, thank you.
He is legendary.
Everything
he does play himself in that one Saints Row game.
It's such a good bit in that trailer for Saints Row 4, and introducing Keith David as Keith David.
It's true. It's the Borderlands meme all over again, where it's like Brick as himself.
So, I think I have some pretty fun things to share, because for the past like literally a month, I have been indulging myself in the lifestyle of MK9. Would not recommend, but that's what I've been doing for the past for the past month. Yeah, I think the biggest mistake I made was because I made that tweet. I made like apparent. I was like, I'm gonna go into MK9 story mode and put it on expert. As a person who has like never played this game before, and like I was like, okay, I think the story mode I can be maybe done in like 3 or 4 hours. It really shouldn't be that bad. I think it took me like 12 or 10 hours just to go through like the base story mode. And the funniest thing about me going through the story mode again was like I should be, because I've experienced the story mode like a lot of times already. I know what like happens. So I think half the time I really wasn't paying attention to the story. I was just trying to understand how to play this character. Like, what the fuck? How do you get this like command in? And like, how do you do this like attack? And like, how do you do like regular combo and stuff like that? So it's like, literally, it's like I don't know, I just defeat Baraka, like a really insignificant character. But yeah, fuck you, Baraka, piece of shit. Yeah, it's like, oh, what's been going on in the story? I have no idea. I've been not paying attention at all with the story mode of the game. MK9, and this is coming from a total noob, but like, it really feels like a fighting game times 2 speed, like the game, because like it is so fast. It's like everybody moves so fast. You better do things fast. You better like if you want to do a combo, it's like ha ha ha. You better put the input in like halfway through the combo already and stuff like that. It is like playing that game makes me feel like I grow older. I aged up like 20 years, like playing that game for 3 or 4 hours. Like, it's like it's
like because MK11's like that as well. Where putting in combos isn't like getting the timing right. It's not about having like the right timing for each move input or whatever. It's like putting in a cheat code back in the day where you have to do it quickly for some reason.
Sort of, yeah. It's like that's like I think Dog, you mentioned once before. It's like, oh, putting in the inputs, like how do you do it consistently? And it's like, I think sometimes well, this happens later on when I play the challenge tower. It's like I can, like the first hour I play through that, it's like I can get all my reptile combos like good. And eventually later on, it's like I can't get my reptile combos good because I'm tired. It's like putting the inputs down makes my hand hurt and stuff. It's like, oh, I missed it again.
I can do reptiles combos pretty easily, but there's some really tough ones. For just a Sonya video, trying to do Sonya's regular bread and butter restand reset combo into her military stance took me like a good 15 minutes of just that combo while I'm recording. And keep in mind, that's the bread and butter that the tournament players can do like on the dime. And I was losing my mind, not just because the input is hard, but because the enemy's hurt box when they're falling down is so weird sometimes, and you punch clean through them. And I'm like, how do people celebrate this game? It depends on the character, right? Because Reptile, I feel fine. Like, there's some characters like Sub-Zero, I never drop anything. With Sonya and with Scarlet, who have like a lot of long juggle combos, I'm like, geez, like the enemy will fall right between your punches, I swear to God.
And Sonya's really like high tier too, so like people use her like in tournaments and stuff like that. Like, goodness gracious. Yeah, Reptile I would say
Sonic,
is...
I bet that you...
Oh, you go.
Listen, Sonic. I bet that you regretted your decision of expert difficulty when you got to the infamous tag section. We gotta fight Katana and Jade at the same time. Because that's when you realize that story mode hates you.
Yes.
And will do that shit to you.
Oh my gosh. You will see me rage, because I guess this is totally fun because it's like podcast, so it's like you get exclusive information from me. I have 5 videos planned about MK9. 3 sucks videos. I'll be talking about Shang Tsung sucks, Raiden sucks, and then I'll talk about the whole entire game, so MK9 sucks. And then 2 videos of me going through the story mode. I really didn't think I would have a lot to like commentary or have fun things in the story mode, but like there's 10 hours of footage, so there's a lot I can use in the story mode gameplay. And then it's my challenge tower playthrough, which of course the main point of it is the challenge 300. And what was it? But yeah, I was thinking, you know what? It's not that bad. This is expert mode. I'm not doing great, but I can get past these guys. It's not bad. And then Katana and Jay just shatter my like dreams. Just like they just like after that fight, I was like, okay, before we continue recording, I'm gonna like try to remember what 1v2s are coming up, and I'm gonna go to the training room and at least learn a 20% combo, because I don't know combos. I only know maybe like or like 1-1-1 kind of combos with some characters. But it's like, okay, if I know a 2v1's coming up, I'm gonna learn the simple smoke combo. I'm gonna learn the simple Liu Kang combo, because there was like actually, no, I didn't even know Liu Kang had a 1v2. I was just preparing for Goro and Shao Kahn. But then when I had to fight Scorpion and Quan Chi, I was like, like this, like whenever a fight happens that a 1v2 happens that I'm not prepared for, you will hear me like scream of agony. I'll just be like, fuck, no.
Did you stream this too, or?
Oh no, I recorded the whole thing basically. I didn't stream this, but yeah, it's,
okay.
I hope it'll be entertaining for like my suffering and stuff like that. But like the funniest thing was when I said I'm gonna challenge expert mode, like some of the comments were like, you're not gonna enjoy the 1v2, but a majority of people were saying, oh boy, good luck with Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn is a notoriously cheat. Shao Kahn is bullshit. It's like, you're not gonna have a good time with Shao Kahn. 10 minutes. Both Liu Kang and Raiden, 10 minutes, and I could handle him. He was, in my opinion, like the easier part of that run. Whereas, like, the hardest thing in the whole entire run was playing Raiden and fighting the NetherRealm people. Like, in NetherRealm, you had to fight 3 people. That took me an hour! That was just like, I even learned a little bit of Raiden, but it was just like, oh my gosh, that part made me like, I was
a little bit of Raiden, just a little,
just a little bit. I got a bread and butter combo. I get the pop. How did you like? At least I can combo like that. But like, man, that was not enough. Not enough for NetherRealm. Not enough. No. I think you can sort of see me like slowly mentally losing it as I play it more and more. But yeah, very very interesting experience. But like, you really will see me mentally like lose it in Challenge Tower 300. That was like, a part of me was like, I think like my soul was leaving my body as I played. The more I like kept challenging that. Yeah.
Are we going to get brand new SonicHaXD rage art to go along with this?
Oh, actually, well, the thumbnail will have a sexy reptile because I'll be using reptile for like the whole entire run. But like, man, I was feeling mentally like I think my head was starting to like hurt the more I kept playing, and it's like there was coming to a point where I was like, wait, I'm really not doing good. I need to stop playing. I've been playing for like the past 7 hours straight, and I still can't get through fucking Melina! Because that thing was like the worst part about that challenge, in my opinion.
You know what the sexy reptile should be like? Because it's about like a rage compilation about getting your ass kicked constantly. It's also meant to be sexy. Do it in one where it's like he's getting off to being hurt, like like that. It's like that's what the thumbnail is.
My thumbnail idea
MK9 reptile
will be, well, first off, I think the pose idea that I have in my mind is the because there's the hack where you can let every character do the victory pose, and so every character doing the Jade victory pose.
God's sake.
but
like, come on, at least be original and get the katana one where she winks at the camera.
Ding! I mean, I've seen people use that.
That one's so funny when you're beat up.
But that's true. Like some of them like don't have eyelids
one.
Anymore. That's right.
Yeah. She'll wink at you with like a totally busted face, and she's still like slay, which I like.
What does Reptile look like on Melina?
That actually might work.
Going,
now I think about it, yeah.
Slobbering all over you, and you're like, and you're there like, Reptile, no, we'll do that later.
But the idea that I had was that like I'll use like the pole, whether or not be like on the side of him or like, I don't know, from his crotch. The pole will be the challenge tower. As like, oh, challenge tower, and like that's like the pole.
Like,
that's the
you know
idea
what you could also
that I have.
do, Snake? I know it's copyright, so you can't do it completely, but it would be amazing if you did the if there's a green screen of it, that one like hip hop artist that's sliding down the pole into hell, where it's like, call me.
Oh,
in the morning, call me in the evening, call me every day. It's like have the like
the pole. Oh my gosh! Wait, that's kind of funny actually.
Yeah.
Just have that pole be the challenge tower. Like descent into madness.
Down, just add the challenge tower blocks going up to like simulate that he's falling down. Like into the challenge tower.
Like my mental is going down or something like that. Yeah, I have so much.
Somebody
planned.
already made that short. I think it was somebody where it did that same idea. It's him down the pole, but then it just ends with Jade like landing and going ha 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 like on the pole.
Oh, nice. That's funny.
So it just cuts to her.
There's so much more planned, and I'm gonna be working on that for the next like month or two. But I would say my revisit of MK9. I think the biggest thing I got out of it this time going back, because I remember the MK1, MK2 portion of the game, but I was kind of like thinking back in my mind when I was playing. I was like, you know what? What actually happens in MK3? Let's find out. Let's play through it. And then I played through it, which is the striker part afterwards, and then I realized, oh my gosh, like literally fucking nothing happens until the Sindel part. It's just like this really generic like storyline of oh, we gotta save people. Oh, we gotta get Cabal. We gotta.
That's why it's good though.
Gotta get
That's why it's the GOAT.
I mean, I think it says a lot that like it's halfway through it that the Solnado scene happens.
Okay.
And the Solnado bit is based on the intro of MK3. You're watching the prelude to MK3 before things get derailed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like I played through MK3. I'm like, holy crap! Like nothing happens, and MK3 has a lot of lore. Like a lot of stuff happens in MK3, and it's just like it's like half of it is just people standing around. What do we do? Cyber Sub-Zero, go discover the tornado. Okay. Nightwolf is coming to you. We're just gonna keep standing here. Good luck, guys. And then, of course, the Sindel thing happens, which is the big thing. But, like, the MK3 portion is just nothing happens, and then the Sindel thing happens, and it's just too much happens.
Don't forget they save Johnny Cage from Motaro. That's kind of eventful.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. In the Striker section.
He's supposed to die.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, he doesn't die, though.
Yeah, everyone else dies for Johnny.
Good. Johnny Cage should be canonically not allowed to die. As a meme.
But yeah, revisiting it, I really just did not like the MK3 portion. I was just like, wow! Like, first off, nothing happens, and then it just becomes like, friggin', I don't know, Last of Us 2, like, dark at the end. It's just like, what the frick?
By the end, Raiden can never play the piano ever again.
And he just kind of gives up gameplay-wise, and he's just like, here's fight Goro and Kintaro at the same time.
Oh my gosh!
And then you have like...
I practiced Cyber Sub-Zero for that, because I was thinking, okay, I gotta fight 2 characters, so I gotta practice a bit of Cyber Sub-Zero, and it was just like, this is way easier than the other 1v2s. Kintaro and Goro are super easy. It's like, okay, but whatever. I learned a bit of Cyber Sub-Zero.
MK9 are like Dark Souls bosses. Once you memorize their patterns, they're really not scary anymore.
That's how I've been treating it.
Is only slightly harder because he has a shoulder dash, which is like unreactable. But you just get ready for it. Just walk forward and block. You know, like it's not that difficult to deal with the bosses.
Shao Kahn, I keep forgetting to block.
But Melina
honestly.
though,
that's where like I'm good at Dark Souls bosses, easy peasy. Melina, shit, I gotta be good at fighting games. I gotta block low, block high. I gotta handle blockers. I gotta handle like unblockables. I gotta handle like X-rays. I gotta handle all like oh fuck. Oh wait, now I have the blocking. Oh, you know what? That'll be in the video. That'll be in the video. There's a lot of shit that happens throughout my.
Just a montage of you raging like ah.
I feel like okay, I will spoil one thing.
I am fucking raging.
I'm not.
And I mean major.
I'm not Australian. You'll hear me go with Asian accent when I rage. That would be no, not really.
I turn Brooklyn when I'm angry. I've been told.
Just so you know, I think Maximilian took 7 or 8 hours to go through like that challenge, right?
5 hours, yeah.
5 hours? I thought it was a lot longer.
Either way, it was too long. It should not have taken that long to beat Challenge Tower 300.
All I'm gonna say is it took.
That's why it's funny. That's why it's funny because then when he calls out the super best friends and like Wooly just like has it down in 20 minutes.
Yeah. I will say
video at that point in time. That's the best roast in the credits. Like, oh look at that, our shortest video on the channel.
They made it look so easy. They did it on like their 3rd try or something like that. Although I genuinely think Kung Lao is a bit of a cheat. Like seeing them play that, it's like everything works out for them.
It's not their fault for doing research and learning the tech and shit. Like learning how you can stun lock Melina with the hat. You know, like that's just tech. Like just research the tech instead of bashing your head against the wall for 5 hours.
But I will say, for the sake of Max's video, it's better that it worked out the way it did because they got Raiden in for the fight to beat Shao Kahn at the end, so they could use shots of that trailer.
Yeah, that was epic.
The two are fighting. It's like, yeah.
It was pretty good.
And honestly, like Reptile ain't easier, like at all. Like you do get a pattern, but like okay. The thing I'm about to spoil is like it took about maybe 6 or 7 hours for Max. Yeah, I crossed the double digits for my attempts. Like that's one of the reasons why I really lose it at like not only attempts but like the amount of time it took me, because like it took me over double digits of hours, and like yeah you'll see how long it takes me, because there was a point in time I was like I had no idea if I could make this or not. I have no idea if this video is even going to be possible.
So what you're telling me is that the tier goes Wooly, Max and friends, you.
Oh, like yeah, like way lower. Honestly, it's like I literally thought I could handle this because I was like, Goro, Kintaro, Shao Kahn, I got this shit. I can do this easily. 3 hours max, stuff like that. And then when Melina showed up, I was like, fuck. It was like, oh shit, this is not gonna be. It literally, Melina herself took me like what was the word? It took me over the double digit of like hours basically for handling her. It eventually got to a point where like I knew like almost everything Melina could do in the game. It's like if someone played Melina, nice. I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for you to do that shit and I'll punish you. And I kind of like like know how to handle Melina now.
I look forward to 1v1ing you with Melina someday.
Oh,
Not
shit.
now, because there is no online anymore for the
That's
Steam
true.
version, which is what I have.
Wait, you have the
But
Steam
I will
version?
say this, anyone can fight 3 bosses, right? 4 back-to-back is crazy. Do you know what I did, Sonic, to beat Challenge Tower 300? Because I value my time and saw how infamously hard it was?
Retry?
No, I just went into like versus AI or arcade ladder and set it to very easy and got flawless victories and farmed it until I had enough coins to just buy the 300 challenge, which counts as beating it. And that took less time, like less than an hour of just getting flawless victories over and over again to farm the coins. And then I just got it because I'm a big coward who values his time.
Well, I did one better. Well, I just bought the complete edition where you just get access to Melina's costume by default.
Yeah, don't tell people about it. I have the complete version too. So it's like in the video when I succeed, it'll be like, yeah, I got the Melina skin. Or it's like I already have it, but so it's like it's not the biggest.
Oh man, you're like those Twitch channels or YouTube channels that open up Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and pretend they don't already know they've been given like rare cards to make the video hype.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, what a rare pull!
Wow!
Oh
Let
my
me think of
god!
this. Do you ever used to follow an artist called Baalbuddy?
Yeah,
Twitter?
I love Baalbuddy.
Because that's just like that Ishizu art he just did from Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's exactly what I was referencing. Yeah.
I used my Millennium necklace to see what the cards are. Oh yes, pretend you don't know what that you're getting a rare Pikachu.
Pretend to actually care. Which pack had the rare card? Yeah, it's this one. Right. Pretend you actually care about this shit. What I love about Baalbuddy, aside from his amazing joke comics, is that back when he did just like literal degenerate like Rule 34 art, a lot of them were fighting game themed. So I already knew that we were brothers. Because he loves fighting games.
Degenerate art and like fighting game theme based. This you my bro.
He's a very base person in general. He's very base.
Okay, I know Baalbuddy. Yeah, I've seen his comics.
I missed the Necromancer character with all her little Skelebros.
Yeah, I love those memes.
like one where she's taking a bath and like one of the skeleton skulls is just like on the side of the bath, and he's getting a full view.
Yep. And the chief tries it, but because the chief has like a different thing, he has something that like shows that it's him, right? So she's like, sir, dang, like he just gave himself away. He's trying to hide in the crowd. I love when they summon this like skeletons to like do their job, but the skeletons are lazy, so they just end up like summoning more skeletons to do the job for them, but they're also lazy. So it becomes the Mr. Meeseeks before that was even a thing. There's a lot of great recurring jokes. The one of my favorite bits because of how self-aware it is the orcs that are not into sex at all, but the elves really want sex, but no one will give it to them. And even the orcs are denying the elf sex, or like they're turning the trope on its head. Like instead of selling her for sex, they turn her into like an emotional therapist. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Didn't he start doing like it's like a whole set where it's basically like D&D alignments related to elves being horny or something like that?
It was the Coomer, yeah, and he had to deal with all the different elves and their alignments.
Oh,
he even did one for Street Fighter 6 already with the Coomer. Like, he's so fast to make these memes.
Actually, okay, here's my favourite ones. It's the Tekken 7 one where Julia's on stream being told to show her feet so that she does it, and then it's like newspaper, like local sumo coomed himself to death. Ganryu. And the other one is where Scarlet from Final Fantasy VII is torturing Cloud by gently stepping on his cock, and like and he's and Tifa like, no, stop, you're hurting him, and Cloud's like the Kuma face, and Barrett's damn you woman, take me instead.
It should have been me, not him.
Oh my gosh, that meme! I love that meme so much. Should have been me.
It's great. Baalbuddy is so aware. It's the best thing ever. His Coomer one was pretty funny for Street Fighter 6, where it has Manon, the French model.
Oh,
and
the
he was
new
like,
character.
we finally have a pair of beautiful. I think he's like describing like why she's hot, and one of the adjectives was French, which cracked me up because it implies that French people just have like a certain kind of feet. But then like he sees that, and the Coomer goes, "Wow, ballet is an art of true like finesse and fairness. The women must have the most beautiful, delicate feet. I'm gonna look it up." And he goes, "No, Foot Coomer-san, don't do it!" And he tries to stop him, and he pulls up like photos of ballerina's feet, and he's like crying in the feet.
That's right.
Because their feet are so brutalized.
It should not bend that way. Well, don't look at it. Don't look it up, Snake. Don't look at it. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the ballerina feet. Sorry. I thought that's what you were talking about. You never seen that.
Oh no. Well, I've not seen that either. But I've not seen the comic.
They're so good. Okay, what was the actual topic before we derailed into?
No, just sort of talking about what we've been happening recently. I'll end mine like by saying like we're counting MK9 video. Hope you guys will look forward to that. I guess the only last thing I would like to add was I think one thing I'd like to research about this game is the stages, because like I think 90% of every single stage is based off of the original trilogy, just remade into like a modern style. And so I'm like, okay, so this is what they changed here. Here's the music and all that kind of stuff. The one that I found the most funny is the fact that there's the desert stage, which is the one where they revive Sindel. There's the Sindel statue in the background, and that one is not playable in the story mode, which I found kind of interesting. But I think the most interesting thing about that desert is, do you know the name of that desert, or do you know anything about that desert?
Well, it was Jade's desert originally.
Yes, I find that funny. Just Jade owns a desert, a stage. Like she just owns it. It's the most random thing ever.
Have you seen Cyrax in the MK9 version?
I know he can
like
show up in the background too. Yeah. He's just stuck there in the original. You just see him there in the original. It's like, oh, it's a nice desert stage, and Cyrax will permanently be there, stuck there in the original.
I think because it was a UMK3 stage, and because Cyrax's ending already had him get lost in the desert, they decided to like have a reference to that.
Yes,
that's awesome.
That is the reason why.
Then MK9 they were like, wouldn't it be funny if?
Yeah.
And someone said yes, and then everyone else agreed yes. That's very funny.
That's why so many people regard MK9 as the best game, even if it's not, but to them it is, because there's so much fan service. Like, there's just so much. It has the best music because they just adapted the classic music.
I agree with that,
actually. It has the best
actually.
stages because all the best stages are in there.
Yep.
I mean, look at everyone pop off in MK11 when they added the classic stages, like when they added
Deadpool.
That's cool too, but no, like the Deadpool.
The classic
and
one with like the arcade
the Soul
screen, right? I think
Chamber.
that's the one that people love the most. The arcade like screens that reference like old stages. That's like one of the best ones.
And then also, did you notice the little reference when you're playing as Smoke in the forest when he's sneaking up on like Shang Tsung and Kano? Did you see him like peeking behind the tree? It's a pretty cute reference.
I see. That's cute.
There's even an Easter egg right there.
Or during Katana's section, Jade walks out from behind a tree because she's spying on her.
Yep, she does. She's like Katana.
That's cute.
It's so good. Like, there's so many little references to where you know that they're fans.
Yeah,
and that's why
that really
is
like
MK9
how I feel about MK9 too. It's like, it really feels like half of it is just such love put into it from like fan service stuff, and the other half of it is just like bullshit stuff that they had to add for story that really just kind of pisses you off. Yeah. So it's like, it really is half and half with me. That's really how I feel about the story of MK9, or in general.
When I look back on when I look back on older MK stuff like 9 and X, yes, those are older MK stuff now.
Oh yeah.
I kind of mellow out on them quite a bit. When I'm removed from the actual release. I don't know if that'll happen with 11 because 11 is just that bad. But with 9X, I can appreciate some of the things they do more.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd appreciate 9 a lot more. Like you said, like the soundtrack and the roster and that. If the series hadn't just kept doing that, being like, we're just gonna keep rehashing the same characters and ideas. Because if that had just been like an MK9 thing, almost like an anniversary celebration type thing, if that was all it was, I could probably appreciate it more. But I look at it as a symptom of the flaws with the franchise rather than just cool bits of fan service. Even though they are cool bits of fan service, I can't look at them quite as positively as I wish I could.
Yeah, because like they literally bring those fan service, like some of them back in MK11 again, be like, oh look, hey, it's what you like, guys, check it out. It does, I guess, it does have that like sense of like that special feeling of it does kind of like wear down a bit if they keep doing that. Yeah, I get what you mean there.
Nah, I'm weird. Give me the same thing every game.
Yeah. I don't want to keep stealing your thunders. I think somebody else should take over. I know some of you guys have some special things to say.
Go forth. Me? Tell us your story.
What's your journey?
Okay, well, I finished Wolong Fallen Dynasty recently.
Yeah, I want to hear you talk about this actually, because I have no idea what that game is even about. Honestly, actually.
Basically, it's the spiritual successor to Nioh, which was Team Ninja's answer to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But rather than being Japan's Sengoku era, it's China's Three Kingdoms. Because Koei has this thing where if they have a successful formula with one of those settings, they'll use it for the other. Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, Romance of Three Kingdoms, Nobunaga's Ambition, Kessen to Kessen 2, then back to Kessen 3. Like, it's all over the place. They do it all the time. So they did that here, where now we're doing Three Kingdoms. But it's actually, this one's just about the build up to the Three Kingdoms. It's mostly about the Fallen Dynasty, the fall of the Han Dynasty. And there are things I like about it. Some things that are weird, like the way the stamina works. A lot of people compare it to Sekiro. I feel like I'd compare it a bit more to Bloodborne with the way it encourages you to be aggressive, because you kind of get because like your stamina, you don't lose it from sprinting or from normal attacks, but heavier attacks and magic and stuff that will take your stamina down.
Okay, that is.
But attacking with normal attacks build it back up.
Oh.
And so it's all about trying to keep it in the
aggressive
upper end of the bar. Yeah, try to be aggressive.
Okay, I
to
get what
keep
you mean
it
when
up.
you say Bloodborne. Then yeah, because that game is also.
You gotta
like,
power up that Riz. You gotta keep that Riz game strong.
But the point is, if you hit
Yeah.
the characters, you get some health back sometimes. So that's why the game rewards you for playing aggressive. Yeah, I get what you mean by saying like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's probably is set in the same universe as Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden, like Nioh was, which is just hilarious to look at here's this horrible dark stuff that's going on in the Three Kingdoms period. Same universe as Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, most likely.
God bless it.
We've not seen those references yet, but because like Nioh in its DLCs had like Ren Hayabusa and Jin Hayabusa and straight up Nyoh Tengu from Dead or Alive as bosses. So I'm hoping we'll get something like that with this one.
Ah, okay.
Like fuck it, just throw in like Jan Lee's ancestor who just does Jeet Kune Do. Just do it. It's so funny. I'm hoping for like a kung fu fighting style with the DLC, because there's a lot of stuff like what's referred to as martial arts, and you have all these kung fu poses you can do as like little emotes. But there's no actual hand-to-hand proper fighting style, and I hope they'll do that.
Here's a question. You also played Nioh, right?
Yes.
Would you say this is better or like on par, or maybe a little worse than Nioh?
I think Nioh is better.
Okay.
It's just certain things. I mean, it's a different flow to the combat, because this one has a big emphasis on parrying attacks.
Oh.
Which is, for normal attacks you're just deflecting, but then when it comes to the big attacks enemies do, you can parry any attack, and the big ones will be like a proper counter that'll do a bunch of damage. And so it's a lot more about getting the timings down. But the problem is that some of the bosses are just annoyingly fast. Like you can join other people's games and just be summoned to help them when someone's looking for help, and it's like this stage again. It's like this stage again. It's like the same handful of stages people are always summoning you to. It's like, oh yeah, so this is the one with this boss or this boss. Like, oh yeah, I know why you want help against that boss, because fuck that boss.
I see.
Funnily enough, like the boss I found the most annoying, and I think Yanni from the Realmcast agrees with me on this one. It's this like big ball with these tentacles, and it's an absolutely annoying boss. It almost made me quit early on. But like, no one ever summons me for that level. It's always for the other ones later on. So maybe it's just like me and him, or that I feel that way. But that boss is fucking bullshit.
I think
all these games, every Souls-like has at least one boss that is actual bullshit. It's not hard but fair.
Yes.
It's just bullshit. Anyone who says otherwise is fucking delusional.
The fucking bed from Dark Souls 1.
Bed of Chaos, baby.
Thank you, Bed of Chaos. Literally just bullshit. Nothing fun or good about that boss. Actual just bullshit.
That one's actually unfinished. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the devs confirmed. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's great when like Dark Souls 3, when they were just like, here's a tree boss. It's Bed of Chaos, but good. Like, they just straight up, let's redo it.
Yeah, I don't even really like that one, but like even I don't think that one is like maybe as mad as Bed of Chaos.
Yeah, it's like, even if you don't like it, you can at least go, this is a better version of Bed of Chaos, marginally at least.
Yeah. It's an optional boss too, and like the point of killing it is you kill it, now you can start having boss weapons, so it's pretty worth it, I think.
Yeah.
That fucking gross tree.
And you got the character customization as well.
Yeah,
like in Neo 2.
That's. Oh wait, Neo 2 you can customize. So in Neo 2, I thought there is a main character, but in Wolong is it like?
No, in Neo 1 there's a proper character. In Neo 2 and Wolong it's a custom character.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I was playing a bit of Neo 2.
And there's really good muscle definition too for men and women. So yeah, big muscle girl, hooray!
Yeah, I saw your custom character. Yes. Yeah.
Originally, most of the time I was going around with pole arms, like a Guan Yu glaive. Can you see him? Guan Yu glaive over here.
Guan Yu, nice.
Or just like a spear and stuff. But then I've switched over to it's like it can either be two small halberds, 2 axes, or hook swords like Cabal. So I've got to wield in these 2 hook swords. It's a really quick style, and I'm like, this is really fun to use.
Cool.
Just running into going all Cabal and beating people up.
Yeah, hook swords are really cool, honestly.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed that. You unlock a second difficulty when you beat the final boss.
Oh, of course. Didn't Neo do that too? It's like
yeah. And then Neo added like extra difficulty. I think Neo 2 had an extra difficulty every DLC.
Yeah. My friend explained it very confusingly to me. He was like, after you beat Neo, you're gonna want to beat it again, and then in the DLC. I'm like, wait, what? Why not just Neo 1 into the DLC? It's like, you'll understand when you play it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because it was kind of it kind of in order to make it still be a challenge for people who just kept playing the game. I guess they were like, well, we need to have it that people who have played New Game Plus at the high difficulty, they are the ones who are going to get the challenge in this. It's like, so if you go in without doing that, it's going to be pretty tough. But then it's like New Game Plus by the end of it, and it's like
damn. Sounds like the Cuphead DLC, where it's just harder than every single boss in the main game.
Oh, okay. I have no idea about the DLC of Cuphead. Interesting. I'm curious about this though, Snake. I know you've tried Dark Souls 1, but have you tried any of the other FromSoft Souls-like? No. Okay. Because like my friend was like, he's a big like Souls-like fan too, and he's a big Neo fan. So I was very surprised that when he told me, because his favorite game is like Sekiro, but he's like, but if I had to say like my actual like favorite Souls-like, it would be Neo 2. Like that was like his favorite one, and that makes me really like. That's probably the next one that I probably want to get into, like, because I heard like very good things about that. Did you like that one too?
I played it. It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, it's really good, that one.
Okay. He told me just like you should skip Neo 1 and get to Neo 2. I'm like, God, we'll see.
Neo 2 has so many mechanics that I forget some of the abilities sometimes, and I'm like, I forgot that I can do that.
That's one of the things. Is like it is a more natural experience if you go through Neo 1 than the DLC, then 2, then it's DLC. I mean, just on a basic level, Neo 1 has 5 weapons. The DLC adds 2 more.
Okay.
And Neo 2 starts with all those plus 3 more. Then its DLC adds 2 more. So you end up with 12 weapons or something by the end of it.
Nice.
And Wolong just starts with that many. Like,
oh, okay.
Nice.
But also keep in mind, Neo also has a system where each weapon has 3 stances, like not normal, fast, or strong. And I think the idea with Wolong was just to make each of those a separate weapon. So it's like 4 different pole arms, like 2 different spears, a glaive, and a proper halberd, and they've all got different movesets in Wolong.
Okay, nice.
But you kind of look and go, it's a kind of a similar archetype. So I think that was the idea. I think there's less weapons overall than Neo 2, but yeah, Neo 2 just goes places with its weapons.
Cool. I guess okay. I guess then if I really wanted to play Wolong, I'll probably like wait a bit because I'll probably go through Neo first then.
But one of the benefits of going straight to Neo 2 is that it is a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so it basically is the events leading up to the events of the first game, but once you beat the final boss, you then get another couple of levels that are set after the events of Neo 1.
Oh.
And so you will want to be caught up on that by that point.
Interesting.
I went straight to Neo 2, so you should be okay, Sonic. I went straight to Neo 2, and
okay.
While there is a story, I'm just enjoying playing it in co-op with my boys, with the bros.
Yeah, that's the thing with these games is don't go in expecting too much story because a lot of things you just kind of expected to be familiar with the era and just go with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
sometimes a character might just. I think there's some points where a character just dies off screen.
Okay.
But one thing that makes it Wo Long a bit easier is that at pretty much every level you're just given another character to work with you by default.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So
you have summons. Okay, got you.
Yeah, and then you can summon up to 2 of them any time going forward. I mean, you lose them when you die, so you have to resummon them. And there's like a limited resource for it, but that's not difficult to obtain, especially if you get summoned by other players. But when you reach max bond level with a character, you get the clothes.
Wait a second. What are they naked the whole time or something?
No.
You get their clothes.
You can just dress as them. So
Yeah.
so if you get like you can only take 2 characters with you at a time. So if you want to take, say, Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, the 3 Sworn brothers, you can't take them as a group. You can only take 2. But if you max your bond with one of them, you can take his clothes, dress as him, use his weapon, and pretend you are him.
Hey yo.
Like, I'm Guan Yu. See, brothers, I'm Guan Yu. Haha.
Nice.
Reminds me of like MKX when you could have Cassie look like Sub-Zero, and it's like, we're twinsies.
I kind of wish they did more with that, to be honest. Just really weird cosplay stuff.
Wearing other costumes but actually that would be kind of funny. Yeah, now you think about it.
Reptile cosplaying Ermac.
I mean, come on. Imagine like Takeda cosplaying Scorpion.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
Or Cassie cosplaying Johnny, or one of Johnny's film roles.
Ninja Mime.
To flesh out his career a bit.
Yeah.
You just reminded me that it's canon that I think Jackie is attracted to Johnny low-key.
That was
that
was an intro dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Which, like,
don't say that.
I mean, I just like the idea of like everyone thinks Johnny's hot.
Secretly.
Jackie just kind of mentions it offhand. She's like, "Shut up! Like, stop saying my dad's hot." Then Kung Jin's like, "Well, he is, to be fair." and then she like, looks to Tak and he's like, "I'm just saying."
He's a literal celebrity. Like, he's a literal celebrity. It makes sense he'd be attractive.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, just look at the face model. He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, barely ages. Even when he has gray hair, his face has barely changed.
That's one thing I hate. I wish they gave him a beard. Where's Johnny's daddy beard?
Because they all had beards in MKX. Yeah, it was like beard fighter.
Yeah, that would be good. Honestly, yeah.
Even Takeda got a beard in MK11. You're right.
Oh, that's right. He got one in the arcade ending. He became Keanu Reeves.
Easiest way to show when a character is aged. I wonder how you would do that for a female character, like in a lazy way. How could you just show that they're older? Because I think typically all they do is grow their hair longer or cut it short.
They're doing the Resident Evil way. They just don't do it.
They just don't age, yeah. Or like, no, even worse is Tekken. In Tekken, they don't age either. Like, they look the exact fucking same, like, no matter how old they're supposed to be. And same with Dead or Alive, right? Like, they just don't age. It's hilarious.
Yeah, like straight up Dead or Alive 1, 2, 3, 4, Extreme Beach Volleyball, and Extreme 2 are all set in a single year.
Well, that's fair then. But in Tekken, like, you'll have Michelle, who's Julia's mom, but looks just like her, like they're twins. And it's like, what is going on?
I mean, in Tag 1, it was fair enough because they were just using the original designs from Tekken 2, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But then, like, in Tag 3, it's like, in Tag 2, rather, it's like, make them look old. I mean, even June now coming back in Tekken 8, she doesn't look that old, but maybe there's a story reason.
Maybe, yeah, story
dead,
reasons, right? Yeah. Like, it's the moment she died or something, yeah.
It's still bullshit. Like, why can't we just have, like, I mean, it's almost like they went out of the way to not have Kazumi Mishima, whose son is in his 40s, be old. It's like, she's been dead since he was, like, 8. And she doesn't even come back from the dead. She's still dead throughout the whole game.
See,
there's two things that I'm not sure we're ever going to see in a fighting game. It could have already happened, but it's so rare that I haven't noticed it. Seeing a like really old Shujinko style character, but it's a lady, is going to be very unlikely. And then seeing a really fat Rufus level character, but it's a lady, is also going to be very unlikely.
It's
just like morbidly obese.
It's a society thing, honestly. It's just like you make.
Oh, it is. That's why I'm saying it's going to be super rare, like to see it.
The closest I can think of is that there's this old woman in Naruto who is like a puppet master character.
I know her. I forgot what she's called.
Yeah, and so she's a super old lady, and she's playable in some of the fighting games.
Yeah, she is.
So that's as close as you're gonna get. Other than that, the closest would be like Sonya Blade, who's like 60 in MK.
She don't look 60.
Very old in 11. Yeah, they're very old.
she looked older in MKX, honestly. Like her model, in my opinion.
They did.
Yeah.
I sure hope they enjoy fighting, man, because if not, they have the worst lives ever. Like, can't even retire at 60. Fuck that, you're fighting at age 60. Have fun.
I mean, technically speaking, Katana is like 10,000 years old. Oh, Sindel is that. Actually, Sindel, I would say she is kind of an old lady in MK9, her model at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they made her body a bit more wrinkly when you look at, when she gets resurrected.
Yeah, you can see like she definitely has more wrinkles on her face and stuff like that.
Oh, Sindel, yeah, Sindel has like face wrinkles and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. I like that because she's supposed to be like the bride of Frankenstein character. So I like they made her look.
She's supposed to be a mom. She's supposed to be old. Yeah. I like how.
Well, she's like horror monster kind of thing. Yeah.
I like how like Sea-Dog VA just came into us all and is like, "Where's my MILF? I want my MILF in my games." What's going on?
Oh yeah, Sea-Dog. I've been watching a lot of compilations with him and Iron Mouse.
Yeah, the editor who helps him edit his videos is like a fucking legend. I absolutely love Mudon. Like he makes it so entertaining to watch. His videos and stuff.
I gotta bag me a really good editor. Doing all this shit myself. Not this video particular, because this is all you actually. In this scenario, you are my editor.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
My own videos.
What were you saying about me?
We have to rely on Sonic not to edit together clips to make us say something stupid or offensive.
Time to get my YouTube poop sentence mixing skills in here.
He's got a full-time job too, because I do be trying to get myself canceled every 3 or 4 sentences. So
it is true.
Y'all would not believe how much is actually cut from this podcast. Probably every time, at least a good 30 minutes of just me saying the most horrible things.
If you heard the things that he said last episode, you would not be fans of his anymore, let me tell you. I mean, even I can let a lot of things go, but even I was like, maybe we should just cancel the entire show. I don't know if I can work with this guy anymore.
I don't know, TrueUnderDawg.
I think it's normal, but you all tell me I'm a bit crazy. I think it's normal. I think I'm the only sane person. Everyone's crazy except for me.
You're tiptoeing on the edge of the Andrew Tate fan there. I'm not going to lie there, TrueUnderDawg.
Sneeko did nothing wrong. Sneeko did nothing wrong. I love how everyone's covering that shit. Even people who don't normally cover it. I considered covering that Moist Critical Response just because every mundane channel that has no subscribers that covers it gets like 400,000 views. So I'm like, oh shit, might as well give it a try.
I
mean,
just
it's
love
off-brand,
that
but
clip,
fuck.
honestly. The
Hey! Stop seeing clips. You look like an
absolute buffoon.
You absolute buffoon. It's not
the best part of the roast is the word buffoon.
Watch my clips. I love that. Like it's been green screen and like people are using it all over and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a great one where is the gun shop owner in Persona 5.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I didn't know about the green screen. I'll have to go down that rabbit hole later.
Someone just turned it into a green screen, basically, just like him holding the guns and stuff.
But I want to see what they did with it, is what I want to see. Like, I got to see all the different memes out of it. It's like with the Invincible meme with the thank mark.
Yeah.
I love seeing people go wild with that kind of stuff. It's my favorite. Art memes especially are my favorite.
Yeah,
I don't think we're ever going to top when people fully rotoscoped the sex scene from Last of Us 2 and just do over it with crappy MS Paint, and it goes through the whole thing.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was like insane how good it is.
Changing different characters.
Okay, to get us back on topic, so I finished Wolong.
Okay. I was just gonna mention Anime-Man, but okay, I'll say that later.
I started replaying Resident Evil 2 Remake in preparation for 4 Remake.
Are you both gonna get 4?
Oh yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm just gonna watch Markiplier play it like I usually do.
Because I played the demo and the things I appreciate, even like just little small things like in the original, after you take out the first zombie in the house, you can't leave through the door because the enemies are barring it. So you have to go upstairs and jump out the window, and then you fight the enemies. In the remake, they've changed that to where Leon is just in an upper room of the house. Then a bunch of guys burst in, so he jumps out the window to escape.
Yeah, I saw that. He's just like, see ya.
So it's like taking these things and like, But some people complain about certain things that have been removed. Like,
of course,
in the original, you see this woman, like one of the female villagers, like staked to a wall with a pitchfork through her skull. And then if you interact with it, Leon's text comment is, at least I guess there's no gender discrimination here.
Yeah, I think there's like small things, like how like Louis, I forgot how you pronounce his name. Louis will not call Ashley's ballistics, or he doesn't have that line.
Well, yeah, that was a change made in the VR version as well. Yeah, so
game's ruined. 0 out of 10.
No ballistics. But I mean, like, it does have a lot of cool things. I've seen some clips and stuff. Max.
Apparently, the classic costume for Ashley, the skirt, which you could originally look up and she'd comment, call you a pervert. Apparently, it's a skirt now, like they did with Jill in 3 Remake.
I can see why. Yeah.
Oh, so you can't do the upskirts anymore?
No.
Oh.
I
can't have anything in Detroit.
I am kind of curious though. Are you gonna be rocking his like super emo Leon skin in the pre-order bundle?
I think all those costumes are fucking dog shit.
I think they're hilarious. Oh. They're just so funny.
Like it's like Leon. I mean, cause in the so I can guarantee we're going to get the Resi 2 one because the model already exists.
I think I thought
you had the Resi.
Made a tweet about that.
The Resi 2 the 2 costume was in the original remake, the Resi 4 rather. So it just port the model over from 2 Remake, just change the face a bit, whatever. That's obviously going to be there. I'm just concerned that we might not get Gangster Leon from the original, because that was so good. Because like even had like the Chicago typewriter, which is like a Tommy gun. When you reload it, because it's infinite ammo, so you don't actually need to reload. If you choose to reload and use that costume, he throws his hat in the air and like catches it and puts it back on.
Yep, he does.
Just like cool little details like that, and I don't know if they'll bring that back. I hope they do, and I want them to bring back Ashley's stupid armor.
That was exactly what I was going to say just then. Yeah,
where enemies can't lift her up.
Yes,
she's too heavy.
I really hope they do. I hope they do all that stuff they did in Resident Evil 2, where it's just like a bunch of these awesome costumes. Freaking Tofu Man! I want Tofu mode back and stuff.
That's something that gives me hope, because this is done by the 2 Remake team.
Yes, and it does feel that way from seeing the gameplay and stuff.
A lot of the doubts and concerns people have were because of 3 Remake, and that was a different team. So one of my biggest hopes is that we get the original GameCube models for Leon, Ashley, and Ada.
It might be possible because they did that in Rory 2, right? Didn't they also have like the low poly, right? Yeah. This is where I can say low poly.
Yeah. I don't know if those are literally the same models from the original PS1 release, or if they're just like new mock-ups made based on it. But I want the actual GameCube models just ported over straight up. And if they're not in the game, I'm sure someone will mod it.
True.
That would be so fun, like super hyper detailed. And here's just GameCube era Leon running around shooting people.
Yeah, I'm hoping good things for this game, because this is one of those games that like I've heard many people I've known, or I've heard people just say like this is their favorite game. It is the best game ever, kind of a comments, and this is a remake for that. So it's like they got some really high shoes to fulfill. Is that how you say the saying?
Yeah,
big shoes, but high shoes is funnier. I like that.
Big shoes to fulfill. Big shoes to fulfill.
One thing that this game doesn't have holding it back, like 2 and 3 did, is that the original 4 is just readily available everywhere. It's easy to get the original.
Oh yeah.
It's not a replacement. It's an alternative. And that's why I can accept when they deviate, because I want to see what can they do with this new tone, this like more serious horror vibe, but they still got some of that original spark from the original. Like they know some of the lines to keep in. Like he still has "Where's everyone going?" Bingo. Yeah.
I'm looking.
He still says that.
I'm looking very forward to seeing what they're gonna do with the comms, because like in the original, it's like you used to just talk to the I forgot what she's called, but the secretary lady for help. But then it gets hacked, and from then on, it's just shit talking with the bosses you're about to fight, and that's it. That's the only reason he has those comms left. What are they gonna do? Because in the cutscene, there is a cutscene of like Leon using the comms. There isn't that classic like the 2 squares like looking at each other kind of thing,
like in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, that kind of style.
They even do the Metal Gear Solid thing where the characters are apparently able to see what the other person's like. Like at the end of the game, Leon's like, "Hey, Hunnigan, no glasses," and it's like, how the fuck can you see that over the radio, Leon?
It's definitely a Metal Gear kind of style. But yeah, like I hope they do good with that too, because that's really fun. Those are really fun banters on that part too.
Also, you may have seen a tweet about this. Like, I can't be the only one who's noticed that when Leon does his in-game quips, he affects like a lower tone. like it sounds like he's putting on like an action hero voice for it. And I'm like, so because I said in my wasted potential on Resi 6 Leon that I didn't mind him not having his Resi 4 personality like a lot of people did, because in my mind he was just putting it on, because in the original he's a lot more serious and all business around Ada and Krauser, people who already know him. But around people like Sadler and Ashley and Hunnigan, he's just like this cool, suave action hero, secret agent type.
Yeah.
And so it really feels like he's just putting it on because no one took him seriously in Resi 2, and so he's like overcompensating with that. and now I think it seems like they could maybe go in somewhere along those lines here, but maybe it's a bit darker, more like a coping mechanism because of the shit he's been through.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this depiction of Leon, because when Resi 2 Remake happened, people are like, oh, I mean, yeah, I guess this is how Leon would act because this is his first day on the job. He's like a rookie, like cop and stuff like that. But we're gonna get the Resi 4 where he's like a total superhero, badass kind of a thing. So I am looking forward to seeing how they depict him in this game. Yeah.
I'm also wondering if they're gonna reference the stuff in Darkside Chronicles, because there was an entire scenario there of Leon and Krauser working together.
Oh.
Like 2 years ago. So like shortly before Krauser's supposed death. So I wonder, will they reference that now? Or are they just going to just stick to Resi 2 and 4?
Darkseid's Chronicles, is that a TV show or is there like another game?
It was one of the rail shooters on the Wii.
The what?
Yeah, rail shooters on the Wii.
Oh!
I
see.
type thing.
Cute.
Yeah. Because Umbrella Chronicles, it like retells 0, 1, and 3. As well as the downfall of Umbrella and some like extra scenarios, like how did Wesker survive the mansion and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember there was a rail game from that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Darkside Chronicles is 2 Code Veronica, and then this original scenario about Leon and Krauser, and that's where we find out that like Krauser's arm thing. It's not necessarily because of Las Plagas, because he was also infected with T Veronica.
Ah, I see.
So it's just like stuff like that. So like, I mean, I think it'd be really great if they put in Leon's Darkside Chronicles outfits, and it would affect Krauser's outfit too. That would be sick.
That would be interesting. Costumes you wear in RE2, do they affect like story or cutscenes?
If you use the original outfits, I'm not sure about the low poly ones, but the original outfits put Ada in her dress straight away and put Sherry in her uniform.
Oh, okay. That would affect the cutscenes a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I wish you could choose it separately, but it's cool that they had that at least. So I imagine your costume for Leon will also affect Ashley, or maybe not. I mean, in 3 Remake, you chose Jill and Carlos's outfit separately, even though Carlos only had one DLC costume and no other costume at all in the game.
Sadly, he's not so playable, so they didn't do too much.
Well, I was gonna say, because you were mentioning like the Leon living in his own little fantasy world to cope with the trauma, where he's like an action star. That would certainly explain the fact that instead of just going for a basic front kick, he does a spinning roundhouse kick that can knock back like 4 villagers at once. And instead of just shoving someone aside, he does pro wrestler German suplex shit. I've always found that super funny and a bit immersion breaking to go from like scary horror setting to like just gonna suplex a bitch. Just gonna totally do it.
Like can't he like use a dagger?
I also find it a bit immersion breaking that in the remake he can stop a chainsaw with a dagger, which is also a bit immersion breaking because that would just take it right out of your hand. Like you could not hold on to that knife. But
it's badass.
Also, it kind of ruins the scare. I get it's badass. Yeah, it is badass. But like, what made those guys so scary is that when they showed up, they were one-hit kill motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's like, I can just deflect it with the knife. It's like the shiv in Last of Us, where like you can stop a clicker if you have the shiv.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's the same kind of mechanic.
Yeah. I think RE4 would
still be scary, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think RE1 through 3 was definitely the more like horror-leaning games, but 4 is definitely when it started going more action and a little less more scare. At least that's what I think.
It was already on its way there. Like you see, especially in 3, where Jill had like a dodge roll and stuff like that.
Freaking giant laser gun, yeah.
Yeah, so you had stuff like that already, but like 4 was where it was because the remake of 1 didn't sell that well.
That's too bad.
And so they're like survival. So Capcom was like, survival horror is dead. Let's go more action.
Oh yeah.
And then people loved it in 4, but then as the action era went on, people liked it less and less.
Oh yeah.
Even though I love those games.
5 and 6.
What they are. Yeah, like 6 is one of my favorites in the series.
Wow.
But then, yeah, my favorites are 6, 7, and 2 Remake.
Yeah, I think 7 and 2 remake are like phenomenal. Like for like those really brought Resident Evil back on the grid, and for many people.
Yeah. So I think like Resident Evil for me is like the one franchise that hasn't properly disappointed me yet.
Well,
so you know,
it's got a lot of stuff in it, but it does have a lot of things that shine. That I think, yeah, I could see why you say that.
Yeah. So we'll see how well 4 Remake works, and even if 4 Remake turns out to not be that great, you can still play the original. People say this about a lot of things, like, oh, you still play the original. With games, you can't for the most part. But here it's like you can get Resi 4 on the Zeebo. Like you can find a way to play that original game easily.
Play it on a VR chat.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't even know MK9 was still on Steam actually, or it's not on Steam actually. So I'm actually impressed you still can play that on Steam, dog.
Yes, they just remove it from sale. They might remove it from download at some point, but then if you've got it downloaded, you can still play it.
Yeah.
Which is good. But Warner Bros. Really needs to get on top of, like, even if they renewing the licenses or just removing those characters. I don't care. Just make those games available. Like I don't even like MK9, but I'm like, make it available. People like it. People will pay for it. Don't let the franchise's history just disappear.
Don't promote it in your 30th anniversary. Play now and not have it playable.
Do not become the real life Chronica, erasing history because it's not profitable anymore. Oh yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
For quick clarification, how does Ashley get kidnapped in RE4? Does it ever explain like how she got taken?
No.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Okay.
It's just President's daughter kidnapped. Save her. Bunga bunga.
Because I could be completely wrong on this, so let me know if I'm wrong. But I always kind of thought this was the case because George Bush was president during that time period. I thought that she was based on one of the Bush daughters, which is why she's so like ditzy and gets lost easily, and why she like has to be rescued and she like lost her Secret Service people.
This I don't know.
Because the Bush daughters were. Well, the George Bush daughters were like infamous for dodging the security detail of the presidents. Like they would lose their security team and stuff on purpose so they could do like stuff without being seen. So I always assumed that's who she was like based on because she's so ditzy and silly. Like even Robot Chicken made fun of the Bush daughters and how ridiculous they were. Because they treated it like a celebrity status, not like a president's daughter. You know? I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the inspiration.
And that's why I was looking at her like her new design, where she's like even with her classic look, she's wearing like the Yale, college outfit and stuff, which is accurate to the school they went to. But what I liked is that she was not supposed to be all proper and perfect. She was like just a typical person that happened to be the president's daughter and was like in over her head. That's what I liked.
I think the takeaway. Okay, I'll finish this. I think the takeaway is either like obviously the new Ashley. I think people are not really sure. Like they're gonna like her yet and stuff like that. There's not like too much of her yet, but it does seem like she's more serious. She's more capable. I think that's more the angle they're going with. It's like you can either have that, or you can either have like the silly Dutsy Ashley, who also has a very important nature of her, which is the fact that she's really fucking annoying. So it's either A or B here. So like pick your poison in that case.
I never even found her that annoying, to be honest. I think people just kind of
in a funny way, though. I actually wish she was more annoying.
Because
people just don't like escort missions. I never minded them. I'm like Snake. I never thought it was that bad.
I replayed 4 recently, right? And I was surprised to realize how little you actually spend the time you spend with her. Like there are points where you separated, and then you come back together, and then she gets kidnapped like 2 rooms later, and then she's gone for like 2 hours, and it's like most of the game you're not with Ashley. Like she's not there for the majority of the game. But then you might think, well, maybe it's just that for the time you do spend with her, she's really annoying and difficult to deal with. No, just put her in a bin and then just go deal with the enemies and call her back out. You don't even need to go over and tell her to come out. You can just go whistle and she'll just come over. Like it's really not difficult. It's not that big a deal.
And to be fair, to address the whole Leon, it's like, well, what the fuck would you say if you're being kidnapped by freaky cult people and like the savior was there around the corner? I'd be screaming their name.
I think it's funny though.
I think it's more the fact that she only has like 2 or 3 that is used
all the time.
Like, if they had more, like even if it's just the same line but a different take, I think that would have helped immensely.
True.
Random thought too. I looked at the comparison. To me, in the remake, her face looks almost mannequin-like, whereas oddly enough, in 4, that's like an actual person's face. I feel like in the remake, that looks like a doll.
I think she looks
kind of creepy.
more mature.
She kind of looks too perfect in a way.
Yeah, it's really. But that's like a lot of the RE characters. They look really good at certain angles, but then when they turn their head just a bit too much, they fall into uncanny valley real quick in the new like Resident Evil games. It's crazy. Like even with Leon's face and stuff in the RE2 remake, like Jesus, he looks like he's so fake sometimes in some angles. It's weird and creepy. Yeah, so I guess it's my turn. I haven't been up to too much interesting, unfortunately. I finished the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, which was fun.
Nice.
I liked it. I have been watching what the choice differences make, and they're not that big of a deal from what I've seen so far. You may get like a different tiny cutscene alteration here and there, or the characters may interact differently, but not too much of a difference, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's less of a different outcome and more the right choice and wrong choice in a way.
Yeah.
It's not as amazing as Heavy Rain or something.
I think in the Lady Hellbender level, whether you choose Groot or Rocket, you go down a different path.
Okay.
It's a different level for the action, but the actual story consequences are negligible.
Okay.
Yeah. I kind of hope that if they do get a sequel greenlit, that it becomes like free roam, like Mass Effect, where you can actually go to different areas on a whim, because there's certain ideas they clearly wanted to just touch on, but didn't have like money or time to fully realize. Like when you're exploring, is it called Nowhere?
Yeah,
Nowhere.
When you're exploring Nowhere, and there's like little things you can do, little mini games here and there, and shops you can go to, and all that, but it's not that big of a place. I can tell they definitely want to make that like the Citadel from Mass Effect, where it's just huge and you can walk around everywhere and stuff. That would be really, really cool. One thing that had me a bit sad is I liked unlocking the costumes in the game and whatnot, because they're done super well. Like Snake pointed out, they reference when they first appeared, they reference which artist made it and all that cool stuff. But when they finally get to Gamora's classic outfit, it's just like a big onesie, and I'm like, oh, that's not how it's supposed to look. You artists know how it's supposed to look. They just wouldn't let me have it. Ironically enough, I missed over her, I passed up one of her costume options, because you find them by unlocking them in the level. In case you don't know Sonic, you have to like find them, they're hidden.
Yeah.
And you never know whose costume it is until you open it. I missed Gamora's movie outfit, and unironically enough, it's one of her best looking skins in the whole game, is her movie skin. And I was like, damn, I kind of regret not finding that one, because it looks really good. But yeah, I'm just a bit sad that like Drax is like half naked in his outfit, but I can't get Gamora's comic accurate. It almost feels like an insult to the artist too, because you reference him, but you don't show his actual costume. Can't have anything in Detroit.
I think I think they actually, that was a tiny controversy when talking about the costumes, like back before the game was released. I think it was like, oh, we can't get her like actual costume or something.
And look, I get it. It's a really saucy outfit. I get it. But if that's how you feel, then just don't put it in the game, because it feels like weird to include it, but then just be dishonest about how it looks. That's my honest gripe with it. I'm not just a massive perv, okay? I just don't like changing things. If you're going to reference something, then don't change it. Like, it's just, you don't need to. I don't get it. I mean, I have exceptions here and there. Like, I like Tifa's redesign in the RE7 remake. I think it makes more sense to give her, like, that cool, awesome battle skirt that can actually move around instead of just, like, a really tight skirt. Like, that makes no sense. How could you do high kicks in that? So I get it. Like, I'm not always a perv.
And the leggings were...
Yeah. They're good.
Beautiful.
So actually, since you just talked about Guardians, you actually have a comment related to that I kind of would like to read. I think it relates to something we talked about last time when we were talking about like the different versions of it being in the movies and stuff like that. So the Mage says, I remember in an interview where the developers said that they wanted the Guardians to be their own version, which is why Drax and Gamora specifically are very different. I do see a lot of people like the take on Drax in this game, and people also seem to like this game's version of Gamora is not the serious stoic woman character like in MCU. Also, nice drip, Snake.
Also, nice drip. Yeah, I think the characters are done really well. My only other gripe, I'm glad you brought that up, because you reminded me of my one gripe with the game. So there's this mechanic that I like where there's like a separate segment for each one of the Guardians that unlocks their ultimate power-up ability in the game, which is cool. The dumb part is some characters have a really awesome long segment that really tells you a lot about their character, and then others, like Gamora, is legit just a cutscene. And then like, you'll unlock her thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted to go on a whole mission like with Gamora that was all about Gamora, but no, it's just a cutscene of her ranting, and then I unlock her power, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Because I don't know if I mentioned it last time we talked about it, but the characters like ultimate ability is unlocked through story progression, where they'll go through like a little character arc to. Like Rocket has to overcome his fear of water, for example, in a section, and that's how he unlocks his ability. And so, so some characters have these really lengthy sequences, like Drax especially gets a really long one. And then with Groot, it's not really much, but that's fine because he's a simple character.
I am Groot, yeah.
He's just a very you get his ability first, I think, because he's just a simple guy. But then you get to Gamora, and it's like clearly there's a lot going on beneath the surface, but it feels like they just kind of ran out of time or didn't know where to insert the stuff.
Yeah.
Partly because like Drax's stuff ties into Thanos, and like Gamora's also ties into Thanos. So it's like they weren't quite sure when to include it. So her to just save a child and get angry, and then it's like, well, Gamora, calm down, and then she calms down, and then they move on.
I see.
I mean, I'm sure that if they do a sequel, she'll get more focus because, because Nebula's not in the game, but I think it's mentioned that she's alive or presumed dead, but not confirmed. So I'm sure she would be in it, and that's where Gamora would have a more substantive arc dealing with that. But unfortunately, she drew the short end of the stick here, which does. I feel does tend to happen with these films in general. Like the films, like she tends to be like, even though she has the most story relevance, I feel like she's the least interested out of the five. And one of them is just a talking tree man.
Who gets all these character moments because it's so little that when they happen, you notice them. There's one part of the game that I'm really happy I found out about, because if you pick the wrong dialogue option, you wouldn't get this. You can get Gamora to sing along with Quill, but because she's not a very experienced singer, it's super monotone, and it's amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah, like they're doing that song, Shooting at the Walls of Heartache, but she goes, bang, bang, because she has like no singing ability. And it's just great. It only happens in like a really tiny segment if you choose to talk to her in like the bay, and then choose to sing your issues instead of talking about them, and then she sings with you. And it's great. I'm so happy that's in the game, because that would not happen in the movie. She'd be too serious. But in the game, like, nah, we'll let her be a bit silly and sing along with Quill in this one part because she likes that song. Made me happy. Overall, it's a good game. I recommend, especially if you can get it on a discount. Like, it's good. It's not going to blow your mind or anything.
How long
it's a
was
good
it?
game. Decent length, honestly. In fact, they blue ball you a couple of times where you think it's the last mission, but it's not. And you're like, oh, we're just going to take a step back and do some more stuff.
There's so many points where it's like, I must be coming to an end now. Nope, there's like 10 more hours left.
I hope you don't hate the color yellow, because there's a lot of yellow in the game, because the main enemies are like pure yellow is like their theme. So if you hate the color yellow, just get ready. There's a lot of freaking yellow in this
Turn on
game.
colorblind mode.
I was getting a bit tired of it. Ooh, I was getting a bit tired of all the yellow. It was like hurting my eyes to just see constant yellow whenever you're in the enemy base, but...
See, Dog is like the opposite of Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero loves yellow. If you were yellow, he'll be your friend forever.
It's true. Canonically, he loves yellow. It's fair. Outside of that, I haven't done anything too crazy, so we can go on to the next topic if you want.
I don't really get the joke about the Sub-Zero loves yellow thing.
Because the only people he cares about are Scorpion and Cyrax.
Ah, okay. Come on.
Oh, see, I thought you were being ironic because his rival is Scorpion.
Yeah, that's
so
what I was thinking
I
too.
just love yellow.
Unless if you're thinking about MK NetherRealm's like Sub-Zero, who
the NetherRealm era.
He loves
even
Hanzo
in the older
there.
stuff, like he never tried to save Smoke in the older timeline.
He does not like Gray, probably.
He briefly tried in the in the other movie, The Battle of the Realms. He briefly tried to save Smoke.
Very briefly, indeed.
No, you know the MK2 hints where it's like Chun Hu.
Yeah,
it's like that, but like Sub-Zero appears and says Smoke who?
Smahu. I think. Let's see. Okay. Let's do one more topic and then let's take a break because we're on the 2-hour mark. I forgot to mention this when talking about my MK9 stuff because I thought it'd be a great conversation to have with you guys about like this freaking mosquito. I'm gonna get you eventually. Okay, so, but like, so my current schedule and my YouTube schedule is after I'm done with the MK9 stuff, I'm gonna take a pretty big break. I'm gonna go have a fan meeting with the Force Snake, or maybe I'm not too sure, but like that'll be like till August, and then I have to assume either Cage Match or MK12 will be out around October, at least one of them. I think Cage Match will be out around like October. That's my guess, because they always release it around. Battle Realms and Snowblind came out around that time. So the thing is, in between MK9 and Cage Match or MK12, whatever, I think I'll have like a month of like time where I don't really know what to upload or what to make. And so I've been kind of brainstorming and thinking, what is a very short MK content that I could talk about or make a Slux video about? And
Rebirth.
What?
Rebirth.
Rebirth? Is that short? Is
that the movie that ever happened?
It was like a 7-minute pitch video for a movie by the guys who went on to make Legacy, but it was a lot more realistic. That's the one where Reptile's just some guy with like random illnesses.
Codename Baraka and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yes.
Codename Baraka.
I didn't think about that one. I had a couple in mind, but that was not, I was thinking I probably can't talk about the TV shows because a Legacy is a whole season. Conquest is a whole entire show, and Defender of the Realm there's too many episodes.
Yeah.
Rebirth is just a 7-minute video. Can think about that.
There's a lot to dig into though. Like the only thing cool about Rebirth that I like, but I'm still glad it never happened, thank God. I like the unreleased concept art of how Sub-Zero was going to look in that movie. He's like a freak of nature cyborg. And in one of the concepts, he's like the size of 2 men. Like he's huge. He's like a fucking Spider-Man villain just throwing people around. Because like they wanted to make Hanzo the hero, like Scorpion's the protagonist, so they were just gonna make Sub-Zero like pure bad guy, like just straight up movie villain.
2021, okay.
And some of the art looks fucking cool.
I need to say, like people who make MK movies, stop making Scorpion the hero. That's not his role.
No,
he doesn't work. He doesn't work well as the hero.
It's contractually obligated because of Ed Boon. You have to make Scorpion the hero.
We're not going to be the main character.
But
I know what video you were doing there.
I've had this horrific thought, right? So if you do a sucks video on this movie that features Reptile,
oh gosh,
does that mean we have to?
I'm not doing this then. I'm not doing this.
Yes,
we're not doing this anymore. I am.
Guys in the comments, tell him he has to do it. He has to.
I'm about to throw some other interesting suggestions. Rebirth is off the table. That's a really cool Sub-Zero. That is like creepy ass looking Sub-Zero.
They're both cool, right? Like they're both so stupid and cool.
Yeah, that is actually pretty cool.
This inspired Cyber Frost in MK11.
Wow! Actually, that looks like something, but I can't put my finger on it. It looks like someone or another video game character. It just looks so familiar.
It does.
It's so generic that we're seeing like a bunch of things in it because it's just so generic.
Yeah.
It's like something out of like Silent Hill Downpour or something. Where all the monsters were just like convicts.
It's like it's not the best one I could think of, but it's the one that I got in my mind first. Let me see if I can find like a good image of this character. Not really. I mean, I was looking for like a nah. It's a League of Legends character, whatever. The other one that
it's like how Zack Snyder would design Bane.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's like how like if Injustice made a skin for like Bane or something.
Like they're allowed to go all out and do their own. Oh no, it's like a weird take on Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, pretty much.
It kind of works like
the whole
Sub-Zero.
cybernetic thing.
Zack Snyder's Mr. Freeze, that's what it is.
Heyo.
Because I think the dumb idea they were going for, because you think they're just going to do his like brother, like Kual Yang, but based on the trailer, it's very implied, and by the concept art especially, it's implied they're going with the idea that Scorpion's assassination failed on Bihan, and they revived him with cyborg parts, which is why he looks like this.
Okay, I like that idea, actually. I do like that idea.
Right? There's some good stuff there, but the Baraka is so stupid, the Reptile is so stupid. Johnny Cage dying before the film's even out is stupid.
Hey, don't give spoilers. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Well, I thought you saw it. Okay, my bad.
The only good thing about it is
that's
that
7 minutes, so it's
Baraka
whatever.
is played by the guy. Baraka's the guy who played Eddie Gordo in the Tekken movie.
Yes.
And Scorpion's actor was in that as well as Kazuya.
Oh, nice.
But
the movie also had Kari Tagawa as Heihachi Mishima.
I think I've never seen that movie, but I've heard when I looked up like the actors in the '95 movie, I was like, what the hell, Carrie and Tekken? Like what?
It's actually so it's kind of a meme too, because the actor who plays Eddie Gordo is famous for being like that fighter in a lot of different action movies. He's always the capoeira guy, but because he's always like a side character, he never wins the fights. This is the one time he's won a fight. But he wasn't doing capoeira.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So the other one that I thought, which was the first one that really popped into my, and probably the one that I might do, is I think it's called Journey Begins. Is that the?
Oh yeah, the Journey Begins.
How long is that? Is it like 20 or 30 minutes or?
It's like half an hour.
Okay, because that one seems short, and that one seems like something that I could make that would be quite entertaining.
I mean, to be fair, the last 5 minutes is like one fight scene where they just keep reusing the same like 5 shots of animation over and over again to pad it out.
I didn't know about this. I have to watch this. I think I saw it as a kid, but only a glimpse of it.
It's also fun fact. It's also the first time we had Jennifer Hale in MK because that's where she played Sonya.
Nice.
Oh wow!
This image. 20
years. 20 years before she played Tanya.
I hate the fact that
cool.
the very first thing that came into my mind when looking at this image was the Annie man meme, the walking down the street black guy with the fat ass. You know. I don't know why that's the
I don't know what
first
the original
thing
of that meme even was.
That's the first thing that came into mind when I see this image right here.
Yep, good. Sear it into your memory. Did this come out the same time as like Street Fighter 2 the movie? That's what the funny part is. Like,
it was actually to promote the live-action MK film in '95.
I think so. Yeah. So it's in the DVD or something with that. I think it came out afterwards.
So funny
though.
that like this level of quality alongside the Street Fighter 2 movie just shows like where the headspace was at between Hollywood versus like Japan of like what was priority. We're not going to spend a lot of money on our animated movie. No way.
Yeah, I'm very interested because, like, I think when people like to talk about, MK1 depictions, we've got the MK1 game, we've got the '95 movie, we got the MK9, we've got Scorpion's Revenge. It's like I don't think even I forgot Journey Begins is MK1, right? Like that is the tournament. Yeah. So I'm curious what they do there. we'll see. But if that is what I decide to do,
don't expect too much though.
Okay. And that's good, because that way I don't need to work on it for too long. Because I'm only gonna work on something for like a month and stuff like that. Usually I work on stuff like 2 to 3 months.
I'd say watch it, think about it for a day, and then decide whether you want to do it. Because there's a lot of dumb shit in this film. You might end up talk about it way longer than you intend to.
All these freeze frames are pure memes. Like they're so good. Like
I reckon this is probably not actually on a copyright system or anything at the minute, so we probably could do a watch along for the podcast.
Really? That's interesting. If that's true, and we could do that actually. Yeah, we could. I think one of because the only thing I know about Journey Begins is that I watched a video of Angry Video Game Nerd talking about it a very, very long time ago. And I barely remember anything about it, but that's like, I watched that and I was like, okay, I don't need to cover this anymore. I think that was why, but yeah, you know what, that's a good suggestion actually, Snake. We could totally do that.
Wait a minute. Was this a reference? Sorry.
Oh, wait, I see The Last of Us. Oh.
Because this happens in MK11 when he's peeking behind the tree. Like, is this a reference?
Honestly, I look at the
not.
Scorpion, I think it looks more like the Tom and Jerry meme, where he's like, coming out from the wall. I don't know. I'll look that one up. But the Sonya and Sub-Zero one looks like the one where Ellie is getting choked.
Oh no, that's also a really good meme. Dude, Last of Us 2 is so garbage, but it gave us so many good fucking memes.
So many.
I'm just picturing Sonya like trying to choke Sub-Zero, and he freezes her arms so she can't release them, so he can't stop being choked.
He like screws himself over. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh no.
Other medias that I thought about is like, is Mythologies long? Is Sub-Zero's Mythologies like a very long game? Because that one.
I'm not sure.
It's hard, so it'll feel long because it's really difficult.
I wouldn't recommend doing that as like a short thing. I recommend putting it on the back burner for now.
Okay. If that's what you say. I forgot if I had one more or something. What is?
Oh dear God,
This is the. By the way, this is the Tom and Jerry meme that I was talking about. It looks like the Scorpion. That's what I thought about. Just this one right here. Yeah,
it's a laugh that he makes, right?
Yeah. Journey Begins seems like a pretty fun one that I might consider then. But any other things you guys can think about that's like MK related that's more like maybe shorter that I might be able to talk about?
I think you should do Journey Begins. Like I actually do just want to see you go with that. But
the other idea that I have but I kind of scrapped was like I kind of wanted to just make like talk about all the bullshit the Elder Gods have done throughout the series, because it's like,
oh, the Elder Gods suck.
Yeah, it's like whenever I think about the Elder Gods, it's like, okay, the other guards are bullshit at MK9, but at the same time, they were kind of bullshit in this and that and that and that. And I was like, but then there's like, I don't know what they do in Defenders of the Realm or Conquest. It's like maybe there's some other bullshit I can like think about and stuff.
They're not in Defenders of the Realm.
Okay.
And I think the only thing they do in Conquest is the after season thing where they like, where it's like, well, this is supposed to be a prequel to the movies, but we left off in a place where it can't be a prequel to the movies. So it's like, oh, on the website they said the Elder Gods did things that led to the movies to make it fix the timeline. Basically,
I remember in your iceberg video what you said about that thing. though. I know what happens. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of funny.
It's like
oops.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean the Elder Gods have always been just like dumb assholes. Like in like Scorpion, you be our champion and kill Onaga, and then either because he failed or just because they're that oblivious or whatever, they brought back Scorpion's clan like he asked, but they brought him back as undead in Armageddon, so they're all zombies, and so he's like. It's like, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna destroy the universe to get back at you.
I kind of was that?
I just think the other gods make more sense if you picture them as Greek gods and just constantly fucking up when they intervene. Like I just picture them as Greek gods.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. Like they actually did bring back Scorpion's family. Shoot. Okay, thank you for reminding me about that. I was gonna make a joke in my MK9 video where it was like, because in that chapter, Raiden was like, if you don't kill Sub-Zero, I will convince the Elder Gods to bring back your clan. And at the end of that, I was like, let's be fair there. Would they actually bring them back with how uncooperative they are in MK9? It's like, he did not kill Sub-Zero. Bring back their clan. No. Just no.
I mean, you remember what happened last time? Smash cut to Armageddon. They are no longer dead. They are the undead.
Yeah, that might be a reference, honestly, now that you think about it. Maybe
Probably,
you put that out,
yeah.
there may be a reference.
It probably is, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Woo!
Was MK9 secretly based the entire time?
What?
Actually, Sonic, I misspoke. What I want you to cover is Rebirth. I don't know why I said the journey. That'd be fun, too, but I want you to cover Rebirth.
Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll do a vote.
Because you make them longer than the actual thing you're critiquing, right? Yeah. So if it's only like a 1 minute long, I'm sure you could easily make it 10 minutes with your edits and stuff.
It's a 7-minute Rebirth video, and I go like freaking down the rabbit hole and make it like 2 hours.
Yeah.
If I had could you imagine if I had a cameo in it as Raiden? But it's like, imagining what the Rebirth Raiden would be like. Like he's just, you know, like those. Okay, I'll show you what Rebirth Raiden would be like. I've got this perfect bit.
Okay, I know Machinima Raiden. That one is the funny lame one.
He just goes round like this.
It's out of. Oh, there we go. There you go.
I am Raiden. That's it. That's his whole gimmick.
Nice. Yeah. I like how you have that. I love those things. I used to have them back when I was a kid. I think in the end I'm gonna like do a vote. Be like, because usually I'll be like, okay, fans, what do you guys want to see and stuff like that. So I think we have Rebirth and Journey Begins. That's about all I can think of right now. There has to be other short ones.
Welcome
to
like... my hell, where you're just out of fucking ideas, but you got to make content anyway.
Oh no!
Welcome to my hell.
I'm becoming TrueUnderDawg.
Here's one. I got one. Mortal Kombat Onslaught sucks so far.
But isn't there quite a lot in Onslaught as of right now?
I mean, if you just watch the proper cutscenes that they did with the MK11 assets, then that's like 10, 15 minutes.
I think, yeah, there are cutscenes that are 15 minutes, but isn't there like text and like a story?
Yeah, but that's one of the funny things, because the cutscenes are done using MK11 assets, it means Quan Chi can't appear in them. Because he has no MK11 model.
Wait, I thought he
appears in the text ones, but with the proper cinematic ones with the voice acting, he's not in it.
Okay, I get it.
Because he doesn't have an MK11 model.
Funny.
So the only way he's going to show up in that is if either they make an MK11 style model just for the mobile game, or if MK12, against all expectations, just has the exact same aesthetic as MK11. So then we can just take the Quan Chi model from that. And I've seen Kazuma just choking Aqua. Because I think he has tried to do that at times, because she's such a...
And she's even crying, like the meme where she cries.
Yeah,
such a brat.
Raiden's the shitty... Raiden's the god of useless. She's an even bigger god of useless.
And that's why we love Aqua. Onslaught, I'm not too sure about that one, but maybe. I just thought about that one meme videos that were also really bad. That was nice. That's a nice Aqua figure. I forgot what it's called, but it's the one where it's like super low budgeted web series fighting. We talked about in the iceberg video too, Snake. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, Federation of Martial Arts.
Yeah, that one. I don't know if I want to cover that one or something.
Where's Rain? Where's Rain?
Where's Rain? Because that one's also kind of short too. That one's just a couple like.
and then like Chris Casamassa walks on, and it's like, wow, the contrast between this and the movie, like the costume, where it's just like a he's basically wearing this but in yellow, and it's like oh no, Chris Casamassa, what did they do to you?
It's like went from like the best like choreographer, like fight choreographer and stuff, and then
it's honestly like, imagine if the guy who played Sub-Zero in the 2021 movie was involved in an official production wearing this. He just walks out wearing this.
So adorable.
And expects to be taken seriously.
It would be like that leaked image of the Powerpuff Girls live action that thank God got canceled, but it was just three grown women and like.
Yeah, isn't that? I was like, that looked like a default like stock footage image or something. I was like, wait, that's the teaser?
Well, no, it was like they leaked it. Like they were actually on set wearing those outfits, and they got leaked. Like someone took a photo of it and just leaked it, and that was like the legit costumes they were gonna have in the show. I'm so glad that show got canceled. Sadly, we still got Velma, but you know.
But yeah, it's a little funny like topic I thought I mentioned. Just what's some short MK shenanigans that I could like maybe cover and stuff like that. So yeah, those are pretty good. I'll probably think of those after I'm back from my vacation. So it's like a very long time later. But yeah, how about we take a wee break and I get some water or bathroom shenanigans.
A wee break.
I know, I caught that too.
Oh, I didn't even know. Wait, was that a Wii remote? I didn't even notice that.
No, because we can mean small, or it can also mean urinate.
Piss.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Damn, I'm impressed with myself.
Piss out your ass. Sorry.
Piss out your. What
Sonic is smarter than he thinks.
What podcast is like number 11 or some shit? I'm trying to number them correctly.
My video is in a nutshell. A podcast is episode 15, I think. Right now we're recording episode 15.
15 already? Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, we've been going pretty well actually. Honestly, I'm very shocked myself seeing it. Well, now it will be 16.
We probably should have. We should have gone full shill and just like, in hindsight, we should have just covered the Sneeko drama, put it in the thumbnail, made bank.
We already kind of did. We already talked about the Moist Critical Gun meme. I think that's the most I can think about.
Put it at the very front then. Just open up with me saying that I'm trying to get canceled, and then just start with the Sneeko did nothing wrong, and just that. and then cut to the regular stuff. That way we get it out of the way immediately, and they're hooked.
I did that with the Elon Musk episode, I remember.
I've never watched this show that has Aqua in it. Is it worth watching? Is it worth my time?
It's fucking awesome. Okay. It's it's
KonoSuba.
It is a comedy.
What's the English name?
It's that's what it's called in English.
It's called KonoSuba in English. Well, if I have to translate
it's short for the full Japanese title, so.
Yeah, the Chinese. I'm thinking in Chinese. Wait, it's like.
It reminds me a lot of Is It Okay to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, which is also a show that I like very much. So.
Well, this show is like, it's a show about isekai, and it's made for people who hate isekai, and it's an amazing isekai.
Yeah, it's a parody of isekai.
Yeah,
it's like basically like, what if like the harem of hot awesome girls the MC gets are just like the most useless pieces of shit.
Terrible people.
Like actual AI. Gotcha.
But to be fair, even the main character is pretty terrible too, and that's what makes it hilarious.
Oh yeah,
just all four of them
are just
are horrible people, but it's fucking super funny.
Good. So it's also like a twist on the Dungeons and Dragons trope then, where like the main characters are just like terrible people.
Yes.
I will say that reminds me of Evangelion, where he made Evangelion to like spite the mecha genre, but fans are like, "Joke's on you, we fucking love this shit."
Yeah, it's true. Like KonoSuba is supposed.
It's like imagine that, but if Evangelion was good.
Ooh, Evangelion is fine. The movies are good.
Oh no, Evangelion is dog shit all the way through.
Break! We need a break time. Break time. We need to take a break.
Go ahead, take your break. I'll be here. I'll just stay here and talk to Snake about random stuff.
That's your controversial intro to get people hooked. So Evangelion is dog shit.
We're cutting that out. TrueUnderDawg is supposed to have the hot takes, not you, Snake. Cutting that out.
I think you'd upset even more people if you said Evangelion is mid.
My
takes are the hottest usually. I'm actually very lukewarm most of the time.
Calling Evangelion mid is being too nice to Evangelion.
This is hotter than the JoJo take, guys. This is hotter than the JoJo Part 6 take.
Oh, people got so
top 5. Okay, you know, I'm out. I need to use the bathroom.
As far as like the
I'm throwing my
four
headset
horsemen
down.
of, like,
I'm not listening to
anime
this.
that everyone knows
I'll
about,
listen to this editing.
It's one of the 4 horsemen. You got Full Metal Alchemist, which is like one of the 4 horsemen. You have Death Note. You have Evangelion. It's definitely one of them. I don't care what anyone says. And you have Gundam. I'm just saying, even if you don't like it, it's like a cornerstone of anime. Like everyone knows Evangelion. To be fair, I had a student who like. He's graduated. He's graduated like a long time ago. He's like really old now. But it's worth mentioning that like he likes shows that are a bit trippier and explore like psychosis and stuff. So I thought that he would really like Evangelion because a huge part of that is like psychosis and whatnot. Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, I watched it. It was okay." And I was like, "Did you watch all the movies too?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm just like, "How? That is not the response I thought I'd get from you. I thought you'd like either really like it or really hate it. I did not think you'd come away from it like, it was okay." He had me watch the anime Sunny Boy, which is his favorite, and it was okay. It's very trippy. Sunny Boy is like actually if you're on drugs. Like the show is like you're on drugs. In a good way. They're stuck in like, their school for some reason randomly shifts to a different dimension, and they're not sure why. And then different characters have ways of altering the dimension itself. And like going to different realms and stuff, like different worlds. Like they're on an island at one point. Then at one point they're like in a fantasy world, but just like the layout. Like there's no fantasy characters there. They meet a former student from like 300 years ago who's a dog now for some reason. And it's like, "Why are you a dog?" And he's like, "I wasn't always a dog." And it legit feels like an acid trip. Like the guy who wrote it was on acid, but it still makes sense when you're watching it. It's not just pure random, but it's random enough.
It almost sounds like Cromartie High School, if you ever seen that.
Nah.
That's one of those that's considered like a classic comedy anime. I don't find it particularly funny, but there are some funny bits. Like this guy's reading a book that's talking about how to be a delinquent, and it's like narrated by this like old sage sounding guy, like saying to part 1 to being a delinquent, bleach your hair blonde so you look tough, but be careful. If the chemicals are too strong, your hair will turn white and you look like a pussy. Then there's the main character with white hair, and I'm going, damn it.
I mean, also, if you have the wrong color hair and try to bleach it, it'll turn your hair green. People don't talk about that. But my mom's a cosmetologist, so I just know this as a fact. Like, if you go from dark hair and just bleach it, you will get green hair. So have fun with that. You gotta turn it red first. Isn't that weird? You gotta make yourself a redhead and then bleach it. Interesting. It's a science. That's all I know about that. You know, honestly, kind of like, I want to play RE4 because I never played the original since it was only on like the GameCube back in my day, and I didn't have those weeb consoles. So yeah, I never got to play it. But at the same time, I don't play things that I can't make money off of, so I don't know if I'll play it. It's kind of sad. Woe is me.
No, here's what you do, right? You play the original and record all the violent deaths Leon can have, like getting his head cut off or the acid in the face one, and either editing Mortal Kombat characters doing it, like his Leatherface coming in, then Leon getting his head cut off, or you just make a 20-minute video about Resi 4, and it's titled "This should be Mortal Kombat 12's next guest character."
Yeah. Something very clickbaity like that.
Just really contrived way to connect it to MK, even though it's got nothing to do with it.
I haven't been on Reddit, and don't go on there and tell me, because I know they already hate me. But I've learned that Reddit is like, if you're hated on Reddit, it's like a badge of honor, apparently. Like, they're not good people anyway. But, I mean, which is a shame. I was hoping it'd be a bunch of degenerates that I could associate with, but apparently they're all a bunch of babies.
The Mortal Kombat guys on Reddit hate me, but the people on the Edelgard one for Fire Emblem, they're pretty cool guys.
Nice.
But apparently the main Fire Emblem Reddit, those guys hate Edelgard, so fuck them too.
I know they had to be mad at me is my point though, because they're mad at me for like
Are you guys recording? Just asking.
I am currently.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it turns out these two motherfuckers lied to me. So now I have to cut out the next 10 minutes of our conversation because only I was recording. You both are troglodytes.